And on that, we cue the music.
Matt. 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 Meow.
Hello, it's Sunday. TGIS, kids, don't forget to catch Hella Dope right after this, as long as we don't go long, which I do sometimes. That being said, fun show tonight. We're going to have a spirited conversation, but we're going to be cool. Just be cool, right? Everything is awesome. That being said, Curb Stomp sends a $5 super chat before the show even got started. Thank you, my friend. And says, have a good show, my dudes. I'm going to be part of the replay squad tonight in the Fellowship of the Dollies. Thank you, Curb Stomp. Greatly appreciate it. Everybody else who's here hanging out, thank you for being here. Daredevil Dave, what is up? It's good to see you, buddy. Haven't seen you in a minute. And everybody else, thank you so much for being here. James Lucas says it's peanut butter dolly time. And now I can't get that out of my head. Thank you very much for that. That being said, look at all you awesome people. V. Conley, thanks, buddy. $2 super chat says hashtag Fellowship of the Dollies. Yes. Very good. Very good, my kind sir. Thank you all so much for being here. And
what's up, fool? What's going on, fool?
You gonna get down from the car or no? Or what?
All right, let's just stop this right now.
You want to start over?
No, I want to keep going.
Oh, okay. You don't want to start over?
No, I prefer the cringe.
Do you think we should start over?
I was made for talking to you, baby. Oh, sorry.
You know what's funny? Everyone knows my disdain for Kiss as a band, right? And the ma'am and I went into a toy store yesterday. Shock, right? And as soon as we walk in the door, what's frickin' playing?
Kiss.
Yes.
How did I know?
You wanted the best. You got the best. Well, you showed.
They're not the best. Come on. They're not the
They're
best.
fun. Come on.
I'm not saying they're not fun. I'm just saying, like, musicality, they're not the best. They rely on Ace Frehley to carry that band.
Give in to your inner Gene Simmons. You know he's in there.
Anyway, that's our show for tonight. We already fucked this up. What did you say, Ryan?
That is after dinner.
This is just bad. This is bad.
Kiwi, what's up, dude? I caught
Kiwi
Sunday morning show last night before I went. It's so weird when we're on other sides of the world. Greg says it's Chad karaoke night where only bad songs are sung.
That's
well,
right.
You know, Pete had to start it.
Yep.
He started it. Yeah.
Been practicing all week.
How's my branding?
Is that a 3POA koozie? Oh, it's a frickin' Yeti koozie.
Yeti. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's not just a koozie. Pete. It's a Yeti.
Yeti koozie.
That's when
Yeah.
you know you're next level.
$79.99.
Have you noticed, like, people that own Yeti coolers are like the vegetarians of cooler owners?
Yes, they have to tell you.
Well, I have a Yeti. It keeps ice frozen for 14 days.
I have a
As
couple
long as
of
you don't open it.
I have a couple of these, like the Yeti, like coffee mugs, like the travel mugs. I got a couple of those.
Mm.
So, anywho, I'm going to change the subject. Kent, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, hey, Chad, that's me. Finally getting to catch you live. Appreciate it. Getting to hang out with all the cool people here. That's freaking this dude and that guy, and you for the $5
And the chat. Chat is crack-a-lack.
And then the lovely Sherry says,
Hi, Sherry.
I'm not saying.
Coffee.
Did we already ruin it, Ryan? Is it
Coffee?
no the whole thing?
No,
Just
it's
start
fine.
over?
Keep going.
We're gonna start over. Here we go.
Okay. Hi, Scuba.
Finally, the show started.
Hey!
Oh, he showed up.
Forget it. Yeah.
I mean, great. You're here.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. What have you guys been up to? Ryan, what's new? You had a stream last night talking about Transformers.
Yeah, last night, an Irishman, Mr. Ninja Knight. It was a good show. I mean, for me, it was. I had an expert in Transformers to help me work my way through this whole HasLab thing. Super cool guy. First time on the channel. Tonight, I'm hanging out with you guys. Tomorrow, I'm on Rocco the Great. Tuesday, I'm on with T3 Collects, and then Wednesday back to 3 POA with a Wednesday live stream. Wow. It's a marathon. Then next Saturday, I'm not going to announce it yet. But
Is that the thing? Is that the thing?
It's a thing.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait till you do.
It's going to be a big show.
Dude,
Really
I'm
big
so
show.
freaking really big show, really big Ed Sullivan show. I'm so pumped for you for that, man.
Yeah.
And Gavin,
Oh,
I'm reading this
You'll
now.
read this in 30 minutes.
No, I'm
Right.
reading it now. Reading it now. Yeah. And then see,
Classic.
Mo says, my company gave everyone a branded Yeti as a present for not sucking.
Not sucking.
I too got this from my employer. I'm not going to spend $25 on a koozie.
You just throw your sticker on it or what?
Yeah. Yeah. See? And look, I got one here. Branding. My brand.
My brain.
See, look, here's
He's
here's
even
my
been
brand,
branded.
right there. And
Yeah.
then
Oh, yeah. Skid mark. Good
Hashtag
old
skid.
skid mark. Hmm.
hashtag branding, baby.
I like it.
Oh, wait, here's my other brand. You ready?
Trophy husband. I like it. Yeah.
Nice.
You know how I do, right?
Yep.
Bardo, what's up, brother? Good to see
Hey,
you. Thanks
Jake.
for being here. And everyone's favorite.
He's huge. Huge. What's up, dude?
Yeah, Mikey says it's good to see your face again. It's good to see Ryan's face again in these parts.
Right?
Hey, I was not feeling well last time. Not my fault.
Yeah, you were a bit.
No,
under
yeah,
the weather.
totally.
Yeah.
And then
We missed you.
Media Clash says, "What's up, everyone? Me and the chickens are hanging out watching on a Sunday night. You ever seen the pictures that he puts up where he's like watching it on the TV and all his chickens are around the television?
No.
No, but that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a legit statement. There's no hyperbole in that whatsoever. So. Blue Serendipity loved his voice, needed to see if it matched his face. Talking about
Ninja
the
Knight
Irish
doesn't-
guy?
Ninja Knight does not turn his camera on. He is anonymous. Yeah.
That's how we do,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Do it, Pete. Come on, WDW Pro. Let's go. Everybody turn your frickin' camera off.
There you go.
I'm just a talking puck.
You have no branding.
0.
Hey, I'm back. Anyway,
Hello.
Judge Dredd says, "Sup, what's up, dude? Good to see you." Oh yeah, see George Aiken. He already spilled the
Hey,
beans.
George.
He spilled the beans about your big announcement.
Funko
Yes.
finally gotten him.
Yep. All Funko all the time.
Gonna clear out all those cabinets behind you.
Get rid of that crap. Putting Funkos in it.
Yeah, just
They really hold their value.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're
do
buy
they
one get
bounce? Do
buy
they
one-
bounce?
what?
Do Funko Pops freaking bounce?
Well, they
I don't
bobble
know.
a bit. You know, if you get the right one.
I was just wondering, like, if you bit.
Oh. Can't bring myself to buy one to find out.
I got a bunch from friends because I was going to film a skit for Iconicon last year.
Yeah.
I was going to line them up on a log out in the woods and then take 12 gauge to them. And I had some M80s and I had some
Hey, James.
gasoline and some flames. And then they canceled that video for Iconicon. I was like, oh, okay. I had war paint for my face. It was going to be great.
Dude, that would have been so rad.
Yeah.
Mython the Python, what's up? My buddy sends a $5 super chat. It says, I'm at work tonight, forcing my coworkers to listen in. Goat scream. Some of my favorite YouTubers here have a great show. You have a good work, my friend. And thank you for the super chat. Very much. Very much appreciated.
Oh, Lilith.
Takes an hour for Chad to get to comments and takes another hour to read.
I don't know. He's keeping up pretty quick right now.
Kind of.
Sort of.
We'll see. We just started, right? It's a
Right.
slow
Yeah.
slide.
It's a
Slow slide.
slide.
Turns.
Have we started?
I'm sort of.
Yeah. I'm still waiting.
Did you come with notes?
Nope.
Maybe.
Oh,
Pete's got notes.
I got
I
notes.
just jotted a few things down.
Look at this. Got notes and they're highlighted. Look at that highlighter. Look at that. See how great this is? Look at this. Lots of highlighter here.
Take this hastily scribbled note.
I
Hastily.
got that.
Oh, okay.
That's what you get. Tyler, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Tyler.
Yeah, see, and then Just Jeff says some of us have a real face for radio.
Mm.
Art Bell.
You're
Art Bell
on with
wasn't-
Laser
wasn't a
Pants and
cabin.
Chad in the morning.
That's good. Scuba, that's good.
Thank you.
That's a very good radio voice.
Rocco.
I'll be on Rocco's channel on Monday. Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that already.
What time is that?
Wait. Is it Monday? Yeah, Monday at 6 p.m.
Check your iCal.
What's up, Rocco? Good to see you, buddy.
Hey. Gotta do this.
I already did it.
I wasn't looking. I was looking at the chat.
Forget about it.
Chad, the chat.
Oh, the chat with the
Yeah.
T.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Just Jeff says that Funko Pops will bounce if you throw them at the right angle.
Good to know.
And then are you changing your name to Funkolicious Pants?
Funko Pants.
Just Funko Pants?
That has a nice ring to it. Funko.
And then you're going to be in the
What a-
Funko Cave?
Isn't that a
Yeah.
Fergie song?
The Pop Cave. Funko Pants? It might be.
Ryan, won't you take me
Funkolicious.
to?
Funkolicious.
God, that music was all. I worked at a hardware store years and years and years ago. And that song was always on the overhead radio.
Oof.
And then, was it Aha? They covered
Take
it?
on me.
They
Oh,
covered it.
yeah.
They covered Funky Town?
Yeah, they sure did.
Huh,
Google
never-
that shit. GTS. Google that shit.
No, I refuse.
You don't. Do you remember that, Pete?
Vaguely. Although, you know, most aha, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. He can still hit those freaking notes, though. Hal Jordan is asking, is Vala finally making the White Potato an Action Force character and figure?
He already did. And it comes in a custom Bratz car. You seen it? It's right here. There it is right there. Look at that.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah, make him big.
That's what she said. Dude, that's terrible.
Hey, this is from Vishay
terrible.
and Samantha. You gotta be nice.
Is that
This is not-
calcifer on the front?
It's still terrible. I mean, it's fun, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
Action Farce, maybe. Action Force.
Well,
I wouldn't hold your
There is
breath.
an
though.
Action Farce team, though.
hey,
There
if
is.
Laserpants is showing off vehicles, then I'm just gonna start.
That's
Oh.
cool.
And it's got a 64. Oh, come here.
Nope.
64 GI Joe, but with the Hasbro getup. You know, like I stole it from Tony's video. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, we had Winterfest in Louisville, and I scored that
I like it.
and the dolly.
I got this boat on my shoulder.
Nice. That's cool.
That's all I got.
It's gonna make a cool custom.
Yeah, it is. I took it out of the box just to get it out of the box, but it's a big boat. Yeah, it's gonna go next to the flag.
Chad.
Support vehicle.
Ryan?
Was a sound purchase you made there. Good
That's
investment.
what
$20
I
bucks.
showed it.
we go.
Antonio Viscotes made me an escort ship for my flag. So
I love it.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Let me see that thing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What Scuba? What the hell is that behind you? Is that a Lego? What?
Oh
Where?
yeah,
What
that's aquatic Lego. My
Wow.
daughter and I built that over a Christmas many years ago, so
Mm.
it still stands.
That is super cool.
But, yeah, we have a whole. Imagine that, a whole underwater themed Lego board. You know, divers everywhere.
Love that.
Yep. So Haley, if you're watching, she comes over. I got some dad time the other night. It was awesome.
Nice.
That's cool. That's really
But
cool.
she's like, "Wow, you took over my room rapidly," and I'm like, "Yep." New carpet, large TV. It's on.
Are we doing a secret word? No?
Yeah, we should have discussed that, but
Liar. I'm gonna take a vote. Do you guys want a secret word? Yes or no?
sure.
Yes.
Was that yes? Is it a yes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, you guys. You gotta wake up.
Today's secret word is
3, 2, 1.
Nice.
I can't make it shills, right? Because we're gonna talk about
Are we?
brand loyalty.
Oh,
Oh, we have a topic.
Yeah, man.
Wicked. All right. Al.
Ryan's all over the place this week.
All right, Chad. So I want to make you cry. So make me big again.
Dude, get out.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yep. Hold on. Just leave it right there, mister. Got all these lined up.
Oh man.
I know, the sea skimmer. Never
So
thought I
good.
did that one. Oh,
That's fantastic.
battle pack? Anyone?
Oh, that's awesome.
One more. And because you can never have enough Q Force troopers.
So good.
Oh,
So good.
there you go. Been waiting. Haven't posted that on anything.
When are you going to open them, Scuba?
Live right now. No.
Get
It's
open.
like they just shipped in from England.
Just prime.
Very
open
well, I might add.
screwdriver.
Those are gorgeous. Those are Very, very beautiful. Our good buddy Kato's here. Speaking of action farce,
Kato.
what's up, Kato? Good to see you. He says, "What shenanigans are going on?" Hee hee. Italians unite. That's right. Absolutely. We need a certain guy with my same haircut from Rhode Island for that.
Mm.
You know, yeah.
Mhm.
Trying to get to the Anthony Whitehead sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Anthony. It says, "I may be or not be brand loyal, or not. I am friend loyal. Shout out to my buddy Scuba. Always
Right back at
entertaining.
you.
Chad, the original
Yep.
laser tater.
Love you, pal.
Thanks, Anthony. Really appreciate it. He sent you that Power Grayskull?
Yeah,
Because we were just talking about that.
Yeah, some other treats. Yeah, he's good to me. He's always like, "Hey, what Joe comics do you need?" And now I have to update my list because he's inundated me once again.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yep.
Cobra Saboteurs popping in for a couple minutes. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Cool. I saw Dave C. straight from the pit, my Canadian friend. He's somewhere in the chat.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm on a boat.
I'm on the boat. Boats and hose.
Boats and hose. Not Top Goon's here. I'm gonna get Not Top Goon on the stream, and he's gonna do the whole thing in his freaking ski mask
With some
What's up,
high-powered theater lighting where it's sweating.
Goonie made it in the Articulated Ninja video yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, a
I'll
little
have to check that
cameo
out.
in there. Yep.
Nice.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Since we can always count on people to keep us on topic, 22 minutes into the show, George Aiken asks, "Do you think Hasbro gets away with selling poor products based on their cost cutting and brand loyalty?"
George, you're on my second bullet point.
Well, what's your first bullet point?
Do these brands give you loyalty in return?
No, they're trying to bring in a new audience, a modern day audience.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
A more broad audience. Diluted. Oh, wait, we're diluted.
Apparently an audience without money.
Mm.
Huh?
And if we're not just talking about toys, if we're talking across pop culture, you freaking nailed it with that, Ryan.
Yeah.
So you see it with the MCU, you see it with Star Wars, and they want to appeal to, the Twitter mobs and stuff like that. And this is kind of getting away from toys, but it still falls under brand loyalty.
But toys follow the media, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah. So
there's Vice Admiral Holdo still sitting at Ollie's because of The Last Jedi.
Yeah. Potato Sack Tico.
By the way, that movie came out in 2017.
It's going to be a holdover there for a very long time.
Holdover. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yes, back to I often feel like they just throw some slop at the wall and they figure they'll lap it up. They'll accept that price point.
Is brand loyalty addiction to plastic? Because I've known a lot of collectors that, we were talking about Star Wars. They continued to collect sequel trilogy figures and they hated the sequel trilogy, but they were completionists. They had to have every figure.
Ouch.
Do you think that those companies rely on that?
To some extent, yeah.
Hence why they number boxes and things like that.
Yeah, it was the numbering system and the fact that they'll just trickle one figure out from a particular show or whatever, but then not. Nomad. Hit the button.
Did you do away with this?
Hit the button.
Hold on. You know what? Let me see if I can do that for him. I just got to find it. Give me 1 second.
Please stand by.
Talk about something else and I'll find it.
Talk amongst yourselves.
The Roman Empire was neither Roman nor an empire.
Discuss.
Now I can't find it.
Coffee clutch.
That's all right. Northern Nomad, if he can find it, we'll get back to it.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, here it is.
Emotional damage.
There you go.
Never gets old.
I'm
It
going to
did
do
kinda
it
get
once.
old.
I'm going to do it once, and I'm only going to do it once because that's how it goes, right?
Yes, when done correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But you throw them in a windowless box, you can do them incorrectly.
Mm.
That's
You're
kind
just-
of a big part of the whole brand loyalty thing. So as a Joe guy, as primarily a Joe guy, when I saw Hasbro roll out that Walmart retro collection, the 4-inch stuff, like the regurgitation of the 50th, and then they came out with other figures. But so you have the Snake Eyes on the wrong card, Storm Shadow on the wrong card, and they're just like, they'll buy it.
Whatever.
They'll buy it. Now,
Mhm.
I don't know if I would consider that brand loyalty per se, or if I would, like when we talk about brand loyalty, are we talking like to a company, or are we talking to an IP, or any of the above?
I think it's both. They go hand in hand.
Yeah, well, yeah, G.I. Joe is Hasbro, right?
Yeah.
But man, I would hate to think someone's buying Hasbro product because Hasbro made it. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
But there are people who will make excuses for Hasbro.
Oh, absolutely.
But
They
is that
don't-
based on, say, because they're Marvel Legends people?
I mean, I think Marvel Legends people are just Marvel fans, right? I'm a Marvel Legends people, but I buy a lot of Mafex, you know,
Right.
Mezco Marvel figures, right?
You see that a lot with NECA people?
Not as much, but it's a smaller audience, I think, right? They don't do the numbers that Marvel Legends or Black Series do.
No.
But man, I tell you what,
Hey, Drew.
Scuba, rewind. Remember back when Michael from Metro Blast, they made that video about NECA, his Predator figure that broke.
Yep.
And NECA, like their plastic was made.
Non-durable good.
Yes,
Goods,
the
sorry.
NECA specific fans came out of the woodwork, and I shared that in some local groups here, and I was like reamed.
Right. How dare you? We leave them
Yeah.
in the box because we want to,
Right.
not because we can't take them out of the box.
This is only because people only share pictures when they do break. It's like, what?
See, that's,
And I get
that's
it.
the common thing
I'm
right
glad
there.
now that they are more durable. I mean, they're making some cool stuff that you can actually take out and pose and don't have to worry about it.
Criticism's always going to be louder than compliments, right? That's that
Sure.
generic that's their safety parachute. Well, but you know, the critics are always going to be louder. I don't necessarily know if that's true. Gaz,
Yes.
what's up, dude? Show him your Mega Destroyer, Pete.
Oh,
Then you can't
I'm not
believe I'm
There we go.
coming now. Like
even has the
Legos. Yep.
there.
Yep.
It's intact.
There it is. That looks
Yep.
good. You gonna get one, Ryan?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You want me to bring you one?
I was about to ask, is that vintage or is that like new?
That's vintage. Yes,
Oh,
that
okay.
is 81 Hot Wheels.
Listen, I've never seen the movie.
What?
What?
No, I've never seen the movie. It's mega pants. What is it? Mega.
Mega Force, don't even.
Oh,
Yeah. See, these companies have zero. Well, why would they though? Like,
what do they get the idea from? Action Force. Mega Force. Weak.
He's still. Come on, it was Barry
Weak.
Bostwick in his prime.
Mhm.
yeah, Pirates of Penzance.
They
Barry
stole that.
Bostwick.
They stole that idea from Bobby.
It's better than Delta Force.
It is better than Delta Force. I will fight a bitch. It's better than Delta Force. 100%.
And I like
Micon.
Delta Force, but product is product.
Just Jeff says product is product. There used to be a point in time when product would pay off. It would be worth having because it came from a trusted source. I kind of like that. Those days are few and far between. You take a company like VALAVERSE or some of these new up-and-comers, AWOC people, for example, and you'll get a consistent product for being a consistent customer. Companies like Hasbro and most car manufacturers are taking us for advantage for the most part, and we keep throwing money into it because at this point, some of these companies make the product we need, whether it be food or otherwise. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I was. That's another one of my. It's like my final point was: does this brand loyalty, these blinders that you put on, keep you from enjoying adjacent type properties? Because it's not made by this. You know, like, well, I'm not going to enjoy VALAVERSE or any of the little boutique like cool stuff that scales well with your 3 3/4 Joes. Yeah.
Like the people who say Action Force or Fresh Monkey Fiction are knockoffs.
Right.
Like they use the term knockoff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just because it's a 6-inch military based line doesn't mean it's a knockoff of G.I. Joe.
What are they threatened by?
That's the thing that I want to know.
Still don't know.
Where is the threat? As opposed to you have all of these independent companies and, you know, fans doing the best work and stuff like that. Is it not a rising tide raising all ships? Like, where is the threat?
I think it is.
That's what I thought, because we can augment collections. Ryan, didn't you say that you first started getting into like the military lines because they were complementing your Marvel Legends?
Yeah, that's what drew me towards the Action Force Kickstarter. I was like, this is perfect. Like, he's got these riot troopers. I can use those as like SWAT team guys.
Sure.
You know, he's got these cool military looking figures. I can mix those in. The guy used to work on Legends. He said they're going to be the same size. So that's like, I'm in on this Kickstarter, right? And then, you know, a year later or so, G.I. Joe Classified came out. So there you go.
Yep.
And you never saw those, you know, riot troopers that you could use to augment your collection as being knockoffs or a threat or anything like that.
No.
Yeah.
No, I have them displayed both equally. You know, I pick and choose out of both lines what I like.
I took that freaking
snag that
Stan Solo VALAVERSE Desert Rat Tony, and he's over there hanging out with all my other 5 POA Action Force guys.
Yeah, I've got him on the
hanging out.
The Tan Desert Awe Striker.
Yeah,
I mean, he fits right in.
Did you see how Michael used it? He used it as an indoor trooper. He put Stan Solo indoor helmet on him, and it fit right in. It looked cool.
Yep.
Well, and then even other stuff say like, okay, all of this is mostly modern Joes, but I mean that's a grindhouse freaking Dread Trooper with a Creator Cobra head on it. Is this a knockoff? I don't think it's a knockoff. Or I got a Fresh Monkey Fiction figure, Baron Ironblood.
Nice.
Is that a
Sharp
knockoff?
Dressed man.
Is that a knockoff or is it a Fresh Monkey Fiction figure? Like what? Why do people decide that these are called knockoffs?
Yeah, I have no idea. I think that's a misplaced term from back in the 80s when like legit, you know, Remco adjacent we're like, oh, well, we can make large buck He-Man type figures. Let's just call them Galaxy Warriors, you know,
right?
Rasuko.
Yep. Those are probably knockoffs.
That's a total knockoff. It's a total knockoff, but these things are still rad. I mean, the guy inside, I don't know about that because that's like that's gung ho.
He's from that's his Blue Oyster Bar outfit.
Yeah. The missing member of the Village People, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gung ho at Village People night.
Yeah.
Jeff says consistency, a high value, high worth is vastly divided in today's world. Toys, especially, I spoke with Chad about this, about being unsatisfied with toys in general these days. He did, yeah. Yeah. World Made of Cardboard, what is up, dude? Says, I grew up loving all things Hasbro. Same. I remember the commercial where the hammer stamps the logo, yeah, and loving it. Now, after layoffs and lazy workmanship, not so much.
Does give you more of a salty feel for it, but I mean, never not once. I mean, for as much as my 12-year-old self loved the Hasbro, yeah, I don't think it was a I must have, must stay.
Yeah. And
but knowing that that's how toys, this.
Yeah, sure. We understood some of the branding, like, Mattel or it's Kenner, and that stuff, but we didn't care if the toys came from Kenner or Hasbro or Mattel. We just wanted toys. We wanted cool fun. Toys. We wanted, escapism and that kind of engagement and creativity. Nobody cared about that stuff. But now that we're adults, we're all living in this world of like, oh, you're a Coke person or a Pepsi person, or you like Star Wars or Star Trek. It's like, are you a Mattel guy or are you a Hasbro guy? I'm like, I'm none of the above guy.
Yep.
I don't give two shits about any of them whatsoever. And I've been, vocal. Both of you have heard me say it a bunch of times. The percentage of current day, like Hasbro products that I buy out of everything that I purchase and collect, it wouldn't even amount to 1%.
I can't say the same, but
yeah,
I hear you. Yeah. For me, it's not a Hasbro loyalty. They just, they're holding a lot of IPs that I like.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
And so they're the ones making them. They're the ones that are.
Yeah, they're like an aggregate now.
Yeah. I mean, you got Star Wars, Marvel, Joe's.
Very much a toy monopoly.
Yeah.
Seems that way. I think
feels that way.
I mean, they're shrinking, right? Like there's rumors they're trying to sell Dungeons and Dragons. There's rumors they're trying to sell Power Rangers off.
I saw another article that said that was false.
Well, that's Hasbro's going to say it's false.
Sure. Oh, that wasn't supposed to leak?
Right.
It wasn't a UFO. It's a freaking weather balloon.
Yeah. We're not shopping. It's the most beloved IP. Sell that shit off fast.
George Lucas is not selling Lucasfilm Limited to Disney.
Yeah. I'm sure they weren't selling E1 either until they did.
Right. Yeah, until they did. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Anyway,
but I'm hoping with Hasbro seeming to shrink, it gives companies like Jazzwares and maybe Jack Specific more market share, more opportunity to get the IPs and give them a chance and see what they can do. Jazzwares, they got to prove themselves. I guess their AEW line is really nice. The 3 3/4 Halo line, I know it has a lot of fans, people like that, but that 6-inch Halo line is. Oof,
I have some of the 1/18 scale Halo stuff. I have a Warthog, and I have the Mongoose. I have the Mantis, and then I have some of the figures. But
what
I really got from Jazzwares was like I got a bunch of the Army Builder Fortnite figures.
Yeah, their Fortnite was pretty
the Skull
good.
Mask guy. I got a bunch of those.
Yeah, I got their whole UFC line, and those were all excellent figures.
Yeah, and then that's the thing about brand loyalty. Like with Lego, Lego has brand loyalty behind it.
Yeah,
because it's Lego.
Yeah,
it's bricks. Right, interlocking bricks, little Lego dudes. You know what they look like. You know what they are.
Lego is the company and the brand, right?
Yes.
Hasbro makes lots of different things. Lego makes Lego.
It's just Lego.
Yeah. So don't give me none of your mega constructs.
You know what? That's a very good brand to bring up because not that I buy every Lego set, but you see Lego, you see that aisle, and I'm drawn to it like a moth to a flame. There's a loyalty to the brick because of how well it's always been. It always what you know what you're getting. That
you're
quality
getting a product
is second to none. Yeah, you're obviously you get what you pay for. You mowed the grass 5 times you know, to scrimp up $15 to be like, I can finally go get a set, you know, and
Yep.
you know this is going to be money. I worked my ass off for this.
Yeah.
$15, and I'm going to get something cool that I know is going to be worth it, and it is, and it still is.
Yeah. Gaz says the only brand I'm loyal to is Megaforce. Otherwise, I get what I like. I would expect nothing less, my friend. You know, and that being said, I remember doing the exact same thing when Mask first came out, and I really wanted the Piranha. I really, really wanted the Piranha. I didn't have any other Mask stuff yet. I believe the Piranha was the first thing I got. But I remember, like, I earned money to go to the toy store to buy the Piranha. And I was still, like, into so many other IPs, but I just saw it, and it was cool, and I wanted it, and I got it. And I didn't care who made it.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
now everything is nostalgia bait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get
for-
it and you go, wait a minute, this is the newest facial printing technology. I'm like, that's not Harrison Ford.
That's not Lieutenant Falcon.
Yeah, like what the? Come on.
That's Sloth.
It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like,
there you go.
there's something weird about Mark Hamill's face. Like every time you see a Luke Skywalker figure, you're like, yeah, that's kind of Mark Hamill, but
Kinda, but just a little Halloweeny off.
yeah, right. It's not even
I-
Uncanny Valley good. It's like,
I think it's because, like, when you watch Return of the Jedi, scene to scene, Luke Skywalker looks a lot different. Just in different scenes, he looks different. You know, he looks different in the Ewok village than he does in Jabba's palace. He's just
yeah, and a lot of it is lighting. When he
Lighting.
first takes that hood down in Jabba's palace, you're like, man, you look 10 years older.
Right.
What happened to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a rough road to get here.
And see, I'm kind of in the same boat as George Aiken. Not so much, but to a degree. And you know, you understand that, Pete, is with me, it's IP, but the company who made mine no longer exists.
Right.
So is that nostalgia? Because I don't see that as nostalgia. I see that as history versus nostalgia. Whereas nostalgia is like, I'm buying something now based on my feelings of how it was then. Right? Like I'm buying
Yes.
this Luke
Okay.
Skywalker that just came out because I remember in 1983 how much I loved Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi. So I'm buying a Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker.
I think maybe that's someone that appreciates the character or the IP more than the actual. Like for me, I don't really collect anything but action figures, and it's because I specifically like action figures. So if there's like cool action figures, I'm not familiar with the IP, I might still get a couple, just because. Like, listen, you don't have to know who the Swarm is to not want this and to think it's cool. You
And
know,
it glows in the dark.
there's no nostalgia
Right.
from this, right? This
No.
is brand new.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Never seen before.
Yeah. So for me, it's about the medium of action figures,
Right.
themselves. It's not necessarily tied to nostalgia or a specific IP.
Right. And my thing with Action Force, you know, like George Aiken was talking about, like Pete does too, it's the lore of it. It's the whole Red Shadows and Action Force and the teams. It's just the lore. It's not anything nostalgia related because I didn't grow up in the UK, right? I didn't grow up with Sergeant Slammer and Full Force and all that stuff. It has nothing to do with nostalgia for me. It has to do with, like, I think the Robo Skull is freaking cool. I think the Shadow Track is a rad vehicle. Like, so just like you're saying about the Swarm, Ryan, I don't have any nostalgic ties. There's none of that, like, dopamine rush or anything that comes with the psychology of nostalgia and, like, the chemical changes in your body that you get from nostalgia. It's just, I like those teams. Never had them. Was never exposed to them as a child.
Yeah.
So that's my get out of jail free card with Action Force. Northern Nomad is yelling at us.
Let me. I'm going to go read my Battle Action Force.
Oh yeah, you go do that.
Cool.
Yeah. You're gonna go sit on the John and
Yeah.
It does seem odd Hasbro's letting Super 7 and Mezco do G.I. Joe. That was my yelling without yelling.
His Caps
Let them
lock key
pick
is
all.
stuck on his keyboard.
Yeah, I understand that. It's just a
Okay.
joke.
Letting
Jeez.
them take all the risk.
Jeez.
They learned it by watching Disney.
I learned it from watching you, okay?
We ruined the good surprise on you.
But that's kind of where they're going, right? They're turning more into a like, let's license our stuff out.
Yeah, and I mean Super 7 and Mezco they're way more expensive. So they're not going to capture all their collectors. Like some collectors are just going to buy classified because it's affordable and it's at Target and Walmart sometimes.
Right.
They're not going to spend $100 for Roadblock, but they'll spend $25 for Roadblock.
Sure.
And then there's the
And
people
that's-
that will spend the $100, right? So we're casting the net kind of a deal.
Right.
Did you guys see that Big Bad Toy Store put up all the links to the pre-orders for the Super 7 O-ring figures, all priced at $20, but the links didn't go anywhere and there were no images?
I did see that.
Whoops.
Yep.
Yeah. And
How
that
do you guys feel about $20 O-rings? I know Hasbro was the same price, but
I'm all right with $20 O-rings. I was worried that because it's Super 7, it's going to be $39.99 O-rings or $44.99 O-ring, and you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I didn't see them going much more expensive than 20 to 25. And I was always saying, yeah, they should be right around $20, but my whole thing, and granted it turned out to be oops, we shouldn't have put that up yet. But to ever throw up pre-orders, I don't want to say it's a new IP, but it's a new company making figures of an IP that you've never seen before. Like nothing about the quality or the aesthetic or anything. And a shitload of pre-orders. And I was like, I wouldn't pre-order one of those unless I blow.
oh,
Hey,
no.
what's up?
What's up, fellas?
Hi, how are you?
Come on.
I'm good.
We were just talking about your Swarm figure. All right.
His
Okay.
ears were burning.
Yep.
It's a
Well-
pretty good. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, so we were
Glow
kind
in
of
the dark
talking about
goodness.
nostalgia baiting and how you see a lot of IPs just regurgitated over and over. And then Ryan, do you want to explain what you were talking about?
Oh yeah, I was just saying. I don't remember what I was saying. I can't remember what I just said.
Your things about action figures.
Yeah, you were saying
For me,
grab
it
an
was.
action figure.
I'm more a fan of the medium of action figures more so than nostalgic to any one property. That's why I got into stuff that I didn't have any nostalgia for, like Action Force, like the Cosmic Legions, stuff like that. But they're cool action figures. I want to check them out, and then that in turn sometimes gets me into the lore too, right?
Mhm.
But for some people, they just want what they had as a kid. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, right? They just want to scratch that nostalgia itch.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for the longest time, I was very nostalgia based, and then only within the last, I think, 3 or 4 years, I started venturing out into other things, because I always felt like I had to be a completist. So that's why I went for nostalgia based things, because they were complete runs. Superpowers.
Yep.
Star Wars. There was a means to the end. But now it's like with this new stuff, you just keep going. But I've gotten better about just dabbling in things here and there. Like, oh, I like that. It's like,
Yeah.
I love what the Four Horsemen do, but I don't collect their stuff. But man, they came out with that Jacob Marley, and I immediately bought it. And that thing sits on my desk. So it's like one of the rare things that sits on my desk. So, if something's cool, I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at that.
I mean, that's kick ass. I mean,
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. And that's something else that we were discussing, because now I'm getting more into the Palatoy Action Force stuff. I didn't have any childhood experience with Action Force. I didn't grow up with Full Force and Sergeant Slammer and all that stuff. So there is no nostalgia there for me. It's just I like the designs. I like the aesthetics. I like, you know, all their color combinations, how SAS pops this way and Z Force pops that way and Q Force and so on. And just come on. I mean, you cannot go wrong with that dude. He's just rad. And so I don't really have to worry about nostalgia.
There's sticker packages on what we already knew as, you know, like the G.I. Joe HQ, but it's the Z Force HQ, and then all the different stickers that are inside that bad boy. I mean, it's just, like you said, that historical palatoy, that lure, that appreciation.
Yeah. I have to do this really quick. Zaymot is asking me to show side by sides of these two gentlemen. Does that work out for you?
Oh, does that mean I can leave the show now?
No,
Cool.
you better not leave.
Oh,
Why would you leave?
you should know better, Chad. Come on.
Oh, come on.
No better.
Why? Because it's Fresh Monkey Fiction?
No, it's not Fresh Monkey Fiction.
What, the skeleton?
It's even worse.
I like them. If there were 4-inch Action Force figures, I'd buy those too.
It's a dead scale, man.
But
come on.
You know what you should do? You should license it out.
If someone contacted me and wanted to make 4-inch Action Force, I might entertain it. Just because it's like, well, listen, I mean, that's you know,
right.
That's your funeral if it doesn't work.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
you're paying me no matter what. So, you know, it's like, you know, I'm certainly not going to do 2 scales at the same time. That's just that only worked out for one brand. But yeah, I mean, if someone wanted to license it, sure. You know, Brian Flynn, you want to give me a call? Sure. You want to do your shitty reactions? Action Force? Sure. I don't know. I'd be really skeptical. So it's like the last thing I would want is for another company to license Action Force and do it in a means that wouldn't sell. I'm not saying that, you know, say like Super 7 did reaction figures of Action Force. It's like eventually they all make it to clearance, all of them. So it's like, you know, yeah, I think Action
want
Force
that
sells
to happen.
Exactly. You know, I know Action Force sells well, but that medium is just a terrible like medium to sell action figures in. So I would never approve of that, you know. But if a company wanted to do like highly articulated, detailed 4-inch figure, like Haya, put it this way: if Haya came to me and said, "Hey, we want to do Action Force figures," I'd be all about it. So
yeah,
I like that. I like that a lot.
I like that.
Ryan, I heard that you finally decided that you're going to come to Dallas.
Yeah, I'm going. Yep, I've decided to go. Yes, I'll see you there.
Cool.
Yeah,
now
I
you decided to go.
I decided to have this guy come to the you know, to the show and be a part of it.
He said, "You're getting on a goddamn plane. You're going to Dallas. You're lift boxes for me all weekend."
Uh-huh.
Said,
All weekend. Bring your back brace.
I'll be there. You know, I'll be there.
Get your shine box.
You know, I kept bugging the shit out of you about you should come. You're going to come. I know you're going to come. And you're like, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. And then Bobby goes, no, you're coming. And you're like, okay, I'll go.
Well, hey.
And that was
he got his marching orders.
I got to justify it to the family, you know? It's like, oh, I'm going to go party for the weekend. Or, oh, I got to go work. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
But you already knew that he was coming.
Well, what happened was I realized that I had a skeleton crew. Like it was just going to be me and my buddy Jordan, who comes to all the shows with me. And I was like, holy shit. Like,
yeah, you get your butt kicked.
Like, we're going to be at DFW and we're going to have our greatest exclusive we've ever done. And I was like, I should probably have some more people at this show.
Yeah, it's going to be the Action Force 6-pack.
That's right. That's right.
Now somebody's going to show up there and be like, wait, it wasn't?
Huh?
Duck Collector. What company made Rambo in the 80s? Coleco.
Yep.
My mom would tell me to buy those because she knew they were cheaper. She didn't even know who Rambo was. She didn't even know Rambo was a movie. You should have bought them and held on to them. That's all I'm going to say.
You could always tell. You could always tell what company did what figures because they always use the same model. It's like Coleco did Rambo, and they also did Sectars. And then you look at Remco. Remco used the same kind of body style and articulation. It was kind of interesting how no one really like ventured away from what they do. But then again, it's very much like today. You see a Marvel Legend or Star Wars Black Series. It's like they're all kind of the same, like, model.
Yeah, and that's what I say all the time. Like when you look at Black Series, Legends, Classified, it's all the same structure. Like anatomically, it's just the same figure.
Yep.
Different window dressing, same figure.
Yeah. The only line that really ventured into different like articulation types and scales was like Batman in the 90s. You had Kenner doing like stuff. And then when Hasbro got the Batman license, they were doing something totally different.
Yeah.
So Batman in the 90s had tons of different scales and articulation models. Yep.
I remember being pissed when it went from Toy Biz to Kenner and they took away the knees. It's like, damn it. I love the Kenner Dark Knight collection, but they took away the dang knees.
See, I didn't mind because the figures just looked so much better. Like Michael Keaton looked like Batman looked like Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Media Clash says Transformers get knockoffs for third party. The people calling Action Force and what's MF?
Monster Force.
Monster Force? Mega Force? I don't know. Like using buzzwords for online clout. There's a subset of human online that gets something out of trolling.
Well, I mean, knockoff would be if, there was a Roadblock figure, right?
Yeah.
That's not Roadblock, right?
Like Brian Hellier's book, like these are freaking knockoffs.
Yeah.
Like the ones that like try to be,
Right.
Sonic Woman.
Yeah, it's not Bionic. Sonic Woman, right? That's a freaking knockoff. Ours is a S, not a B.
Or this knockoff G.I. Joe, Tough Guy Action Men, right? Those are knockoffs.
I remember very early on, one of these hiss tank douchebag waste of human life kind of guys. They
Bobby Vallow, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, you're on his tank. You're
I love it. I'd never go there. Never.
Garbage humans, and they know it. They definitely know it. But no, what someone said to me like, oh, you're just a knockoff like Lennard's The Core, and I remember thinking like that brand's been around for 30 something years. That's not a knockoff. That's longevity, baby. I'll take that all day.
I have a ton of Core stuff.
It's like, I'll take it. And it's like, you definitely were not like, throwing shade at me. That was a compliment. But
the praise.
Again, they're real dumb.
Yeah.
They're real dumb. The same guys that are like, he's not going to last past series 2. Same guys that don't have a platform to bitch on.
Thing about Weber, which by the way, again, I already told you, but awesome job on that. Ryan posted that thing in the 3POA group. Yep, totally going out of business.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Yeah. And then Rocco says, yeah, brand loyalty is NPC behavior. I want to say yes to that, but like, again, the Lego, right? Lego quality is always Lego quality, but they kind of earned that. And I think that you can earn a customer's loyalty. You can. Car dealerships do it. Like it happens. It's a thing, right? I mean, Bobby, you're in business, right?
Real customer service. Sorry, which way is Bobby? Like, real customer service does it.
Like, good customer service.
Yeah, I mean,
customers want to come back.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am a firm believer in that. I mean, you mentioned car dealers. It's like my last 3 vehicles were Toyotas, and I'm probably never going to buy anything but a Toyota from here on out. So there's definitely brand loyalty in that sense until a brand like does something like if Toyota went all electric, I'd be like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, right.
If they did something that really changed like what they were built on, so I feel like if I just decided to change up what I did and say, you know what, guys, I'm tired of doing 6-inch. I'm going to do like 2.5-inch figures. I think people would be like, whoa, dude,
Yeah,
I
mass
supported
scale.
you for this long, you know?
Mhm.
So I think, brand loyalty matters, but as a company, you have to continue to like give people what they are expecting. You can't just say like, oh, I have this following, they'll just come with me no matter what I do. And it's
New
like, no, that's
But
not the way it is.
That's a really good point, because you are purposely engaging your customers for input and direction
Mhm.
on a scale, not like we're in the boardroom and we're making, but you're listening. You're not just like, you'll buy it. Be like,
Yeah.
you guys want more weapon packs? You bet your sweet ass you're getting weapon packs.
And then
What
it's like,
color should we do the vehicle in? Like, let's run a poll, and like, that's legit. It's not just blowing smoke and like,
Yeah.
you dumbasses, I was always going to make it in that color.
well, I mean, the Vanguard thing was an interesting point because I wanted tan, and I thought tan looked the best out of all of it. And then people said, no, we like the gray the best. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do two. So I'm going to give you what you wanted, but I'm also giving you what I wanted.
Yeah.
It afforded me the option to do both colors. I don't know if I was only able to do one color. I don't know what I would have done. But also like, what the fan feedback is like, what if like, for instance, weapon packs stopped selling? And I was like, oh, shoot. Am I going to get to the end of the alphabet because these have stopped selling? Do people have enough weapons? Like, that's why like when Mark and I discuss like what weapons that I want to do, I usually have, the weapons in mind. And I want to make sure that the weapons I do from set to set are weapons that people want, not just like, oh, it's just more, more small arms or more pistols. And it's like we don't do as many pistols as we used to because you don't get as much variety in pistols as you do with a rifle.
Mhm.
You can do all sorts of different things. But this next batch of weapons Mark just did for me is like totally like new stuff and maybe some big stuff. So you always got to like keep it fresh and keep, it's like if you just keep doing the same old thing, it's not going to work. I mean, but then it's like, I get surprised. Like Series 4, it's like, okay, this was the last wave on the old bodies because I said that we're kind of going to like semi-retire those and really only use them sparingly. But Series 5, it's like the all new bodies, and we're going to move forward with all new stuff. And then I think with each series, I'm going to be tooling more new parts and trying to reuse less. I thought
wait, that's crazy talk. What
crazy talk?
No.
Going out of business. Why are you tooling more? But Series 4, I just thought like, all right, well, we'll see how Series 4 sells because it's it's all it's some new parts, but people we're praising the series because even though it's reuse, everyone looks totally different than offerings that have been offered before. So people felt like it was all like something new. And I was like, that's cool. And it's like, I try so hard to like do that. If we are giving you a repaint, it's something really fresh, like the Swarm Tracer. I'm still trying to figure it out as I go. You try to, you think that everything you do is going to be good, and you hope that, people always buy it. Sometimes you have, you want to have more hits than misses. And luckily in the Action Force line, I'm pretty sure we've had like 95% hits. That's a really good stat. So I'm okay with that.
Female line, that won't sell.
Right? Sold out. It's sold out.
Honestly, it's my favorite one.
Out of business.
That line sold out in I think like 6 months, which is nuts. That's that first Series 3. That was crazy.
So then when does it just reach a point? Is it a crushed under its own weight kind of a situation, Bobby? Like you worked for a lot of these other companies that they rely on some form of brand loyalty, like either to the company because the company makes the IP or just the IP itself, where they're like, meh, just put that out. They'll buy it. It's Joe, it's Legends, it's Star Wars. I mean, just whatever. Just put that shit out. Like,
I think you
when do
see
you
that
reach
a lot of.
crushing weight?
Well, I think we see it with Star Wars and Marvel. It's a perfect example.
I think especially Marvel Legends.
I've seen it with Joe too.
Especially Marvel.
Star Wars. Though.
There you go.
Another Mando.
What's up, Drew? Yeah, I mean, Marvel, dude, how many Spider-Man do you need? And it's like, I go into Target now. Target in the Northeast never really has anything new. And now it's like I've noticed every time they get new Legends, they just sit there. And it's like, this is bad. And then you see Star Wars. It's like, we don't want it. It's not like,
hey there, Lando from 3 years ago. How's that acting?
Yeah. How, like,
let's repack him.
You see 6-inch Lando, you see 3 3/4-inch Lando, and you're like, whoa, and it's just like, but also I see a lot of Endor Leia's, Endor Han, like that stuff just not selling. And I just think that people are like, we're tired of it. Give us something new. There's so many characters from the original trilogy that you haven't done yet, and you're not going to because Kathleen Kennedy's a piece of shit. So
she is
not wrong.
Yeah,
not wrong.
Yep.
But like that, like it's bad. And I think the fans are starting to show. Engine of Vengeance was a perfect example of how brand loyalty got flipped really fast.
Yep.
Brand loyalty, until you try to sell us a $350 car, that's where brand loyalty stops. So we got to see that firsthand.
They put essential, highly desirable characters that don't fit with the car behind that car paywall.
Yep.
That pissed people off.
Yeah. Just to pay for the tooling.
Yep.
Which I know that a lot of people like to believe that, it's baked in. No, it's not baked in. If it was baked in, they would just unlock those. But all you people that believe like, the HISS tank, it was baked in, those 4 figures. No, they weren't, dipshit. And if you're going to believe a Hasbro marketer, you're dumber than I think you are. So no, to tell you the truth, it is not baked in. It is not. They need to hit, numbers and unlocks to be able to pay for certain things. It is not baked in.
Yeah. I got something. HGC sends a $5 super chat. Thank you. I always appreciate the super chats. They help the channel pay for channel stuff. But I'm scrolling through the chat to try to find, stuff, and I'm starring things. So either way, I appreciate it. Side note for Bobby, Swarm Tracer officially freaked my wife out when she noticed it before turning the lights on. Well done design, sir.
That's awesome.
It's amazing how bright those things are. And I thought, like, when I first asked the factory, I'm like, hey man, can you do glow in the dark? And they were like, yeah, we'll send you a sample of some. And I remember the sample they sent me was from another person's line that I never speak highly of. And I was like, I was like, well, that's not really that great. I was like, but you know what? We'll try it out. And I think the cool thing about the Swarm Tracer was he just looked cool even when he's not glowing. Like he just there was something about him that looked cool.
Ryan.
And then I think that when you do like a weapon or something, it's a smaller surface area. When you do like thick parts like legs and the things that I have done, large surface areas, I think it just ends up looking so much better. But for some reason, I don't know if they put a lot of glow luminescence in the plastic, but man,
it's got a lot of luminol in there. That's
these
awesome.
things, I tell you, not Top Goon. I'm pretty sure a Ninja's video kept him up at night. Things like built-in night lights, man.
This thing's too fucking bright. I'm gonna get him on my channel, and he's gonna wear that freaking ski mask the whole time.
I had Scott Hughes send me a link to that blacklight flashlight that Ninja was using. It's like $15 on
tactical
Amazon.
black light,
and it charges the hell out of these things.
Yeah. HGC, thank you for the super chat, my friend. We would use those in the army, so we would hit the glint tape with them, and then you can write on the glint tape. You write right on it, and then later on, when you need to like go back to your notes or whatever, you just kind of fire it up, and then you can just read all your notes in the dark. That's pretty cool.
Slick.
In case you guys forgot I was in the army.
See, and that's
Wait,
the other thing
we'll know
about
it for a little bit longer.
Go ahead. Please.
with the Swarm Tracer. I thought the other cool part is that you could almost have 3 different looks for him. You can have the unglowing look, which it looks good. Then the standard, charge him under a regular light and then make him glow the yellow glow. Then you have the black light glow, which totally changes it. So it's like, it's cool that he has these different levels of looks to them, which is fun.
Yeah, but in the normal light, the semi-translucence to it, it's just a rad looking figure.
Yeah.
V. Conley says, I sent Ryan a video of MCU writers, and I've seen it too, admitting that they never read or were told to not or chose to read the comics. The same could be said for Hasbro's creative teams.
Hasbro purposefully does not hire fans of the specific brands that they're working on.
Yeah, Bobby, you said that repeatedly.
Yeah.
They told like guys like me and Daryl, even Mark, they were like, you're too close to the brand. You're too passionate about it. Like, I never knew that was a bad thing. Like,
right. Yeah.
It should look like Han Solo. Just saying.
What they don't like about it is when you're a fan, you tend to fight them on decisions, and they don't want to be fought on decisions. They want to say, no, what we say goes. You have to be yes men. Do what we say. And you're just like,
put profits first, no matter what.
It's like, what? Because the last time I checked, I got a fucking Toy of the Year award, and that was from a concept that I came up with, not someone else that came up with that. I remember at an offsite with Marvel, I created Dancing Groot on a big giant white easel board. And it was like, that was my idea that I fostered all the way to that. And then it was like, oh, someone else didn't come up with that? Like, no upper management came up with that? No, this guy came up with that. But, oh, well.
Well, as Skidmark, as Rookie of the Year, let me tell you something. But the same can be said, just like what you were talking about. Hey, I see you shaking your head, man. That was all because of you in the first place. Don't do that. Don't. Give
I
me
have
that.
regrets, Chad. Okay.
Look, you need to give me this win.
I'm surprised that
I don't have enough figures. Shardamus said so himself. Bobby, did you see that shit?
I'm surprised that hat still fits you, Chad.
When Shardamus did the whole reveal of my fuck you, dude. Shardamus was like, "Oh yeah, congratulations, it's Chad, Rookie of the Year. You need more figures," and I was like, "Okay, I need more figures." But Sam Witwer he's well known for being that pushback guy on Star Wars, where Dave Filoni would come up with something and Sam Witwer would go, no, that's not how that right, because he was the voice of Darth Maul in the Clone Wars and Palpatine and a bunch of others, and he was Star Killer, the Force Unleashed games. But Sam Witwer was well known where they would like do a script read or something, and he'd say, "Nah, that's not accurate because like Padme met Shmi Skywalker when they went to Tatooine in Episode 2." Yeah, and they would have to go,
Dave
"Oh
Filoni
yeah,
like Filoni
because these
written a
writers
line of
didn't know shit."
Yeah.
That's
it's frightening.
But you see it with a lot of IPs. You see it with DC as well. This kind of stuff, just don't. But the Hasbro team says Joe doesn't need media. They like the fact that Joe doesn't have media now.
God.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Well, I mean, your time is running out. It's gonna go away because no one's gonna care about Joe when this generation passes.
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling everybody. Like, look, better enjoy it while it lasts, because Joe is one of those brands that takes big hiatuses all the time.
Yep.
You don't see Star Wars do it. You don't see Marvel do it.
Yep.
Joe, huge gaps. Huge.
And it's Hasbro doing it.
Many years of gaps of nothing. So it's like, guys, what's going to happen? Like, look at what just, and I don't care if people say, well, classified selling. Okay, well, classified selling, but do you know how well it's selling?
Yeah.
Do you know if it's a $30 million brand? Do you know if it's a $50 million brand? Do you know if it's a $75 million brand? Do you know what Hasbro's parameters are for keeping a brand? Because when I was there, they wouldn't do a brand if it was less than $50 million. So, right now they're hurting. Now we see that they're trying to sell Dungeons and Dragons. It's like, look at the lay of the land. One day your beloved brand will not be there anymore because they will look at things and they're going to chop things and they're going to, who knows, maybe they'll sell it to Super 7. We don't know. All I'm saying is when it happens, don't be surprised because it's happened before.
Yeah,
they take big hiatuses with G.I. Joe.
They're not hooking my 9-10-year-old neighbor over here at all that, that we hang out. Like that's Turtles is. Turtles has got him. He's sporting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirts. But G.I. Joe doesn't even know what that is.
Yeah, I mean,
no clue.
93 was Joe's second biggest year in the entire run of the IP from 64 to 94, right? 93 was Joe's second biggest year after 86. And they were like, no, because political, we want to re-release Star Wars and we got to get rid of Joe. We got to give the Cincinnati people stuff to do. So that's when we got this.
Jesus.
G.I. Joe Extreme.
Yeah, because it's extreme.
Oh.
Was that new scale? In the 90s, they had like a new scale, right? It was
giant muscle-bound, steroid-outed figures.
They looked like small
steroids.
Yeah.
Like
it kind of looks like
articulation.
Almost like He-Man in space.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, when He-Man went to space and he had the ponytail, he kind of looked like this body design. Yeah. White Vegeta. Thank you for the $5 super chat. It says, for me, the biggest thing, new IP offer the ability to customize and use my own imagination. Agreed. 100%.
Yep.
Desert Hunter 83, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, Bobby doing 6-inch Star Wars figure, alternate hands for Jedi, Sith, accessories, and weapons pack. Bring a fresh energy that Hasbro has lost.
See, the problem is I wouldn't even want it because the royalty is so high on those brands. When I was on Marvel, I wish I could say it, and granted, I've said plenty about Hasbro, but the one thing I won't do is I won't share those kind of numbers.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
The royalty on Marvel was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And it was just like, you're literally making me design with both arms tied behind my back, which is why there's not a lot of innovation with Marvel. A lot of Titan Hero and Legends and not really much new stuff. It's like when I did my Guardians 2 line, we had that mixed power concept where every figure came with a cassette tape that was keyed differently so that when we made the Milano and you put the key into the stereo, it would play different sound effects for the different character whose tape it was. And it was just like this awesome, innovative line. And it got cut down to like 2 items. And it's just like, because all, retail's like, no, we want Titan Hero. We want to know what works. Oh, a $9.99 shampoo bottle works. And, so it's just like, you also can't do a lot with that royalty. So there's a reason why, yes, I rag on Black Series out that comes with nothing. Same thing with Marvel Legends and, even G.I. Joe to a fault. It's like the G.I. Joe thing I'll get to in a minute, but like Legends and Black Series, like you just don't have the money to play with. It's like with Star Wars, there's so many more deco hits, and it's like Lucasfilm is so picky about it. You have to have every single deco op that is on that character. You can't like cut corners and reduce deco like we could on Marvel. So you have this figure where, it's so much is taken up with either soft goods or deco count that you don't have room for a bunch of hands and other accessories. Marvel, same thing, especially with the MCU stuff. Now, G.I. Joe, it's like they could put a bunch of hands in there. They could put more in there. They could put everything that I have in Action Force. You know how I know that? Because that's what I did on my 6-inch G.I. Joe line when I was the first one to kick it off. So I had all that stuff in there. I had backpacks. I had all sets of hands. I had a stand, and I had tons of gear and, weapons and things like that. But they have to look at it as like, well, if you have a $25 G.I. Joe figure that has a ton of stuff and a $25 Marvel figure that has nothing, it looks bad.
Yeah, it looks.
So they call it line pricing. You gotta make sure there's line pricing, and everything has a forget what they called it, a perceived value for what it is. So they said, no, G.I. Joe, I know you don't have a royalty and everything, but you can't make us look bad. So you have to make yourself look bad. in order for us to
Wow.
keep doing what we're doing. That's just the way it is, and it's
We have to pay the
it's no-
mouse.
it's no secret, but
Yeah.
but it's unfortunate.
You said you were going to get to GI Joe, or is that what you were
Well,
talking about?
that was the thing I was saying about how GI Joe comes with less. Like it can come with more. I know it
Yeah,
can
but
come with more.
When they
I've
give
seen
them
the
more hands,
costume-
they just call them deluxe.
Exactly. It's just like, wait a second, hold on,
$44.99.
hold on. Oh, we need. Oh, a figure comes with a dog. Okay, well that's deluxe. Oh shit. Well, we got to put more than just a dog in there. So, oh yeah, let's just give them more hands, and oh, finally some more hands. But then it's just like, wait a second. So now I got this one figure that has a bunch of hands, and then my other figures don't have a bunch of hands. It's like, why?
The
You
ones
know?
that could use extra hands don't have them.
It's just silly. It's just silly, and it's silly, and it's unnecessary. And I think like, I get so much flack for like me ragging on Hasbro, but it's like, guys, do you realize like I'm trying to tell you that you can have a better figure, but I'm the bad guy. I'm the GI Joe hater, the Hasbro hater. No. I'm trying to get you to the point where you understand you can have something better. If you like mediocre dog shit, fine. I would rather I'm not going to spend money on something and just get something, just okay. It's okay.
Or
I want to know I'm getting my bang for my buck.
So does that come down again to just the whole like kind of malaise of, well, we got a bunch of brand loyalists they'll either like do the Hasbro's thing and like go die on every hill for us, or we could just just give them whatever, like put this version of this guy on this other version guy's card and just throw it out. Like, who gives a shit? Because they'll just take it.
they'll buy every Mando. Oh, God.
I mean, is that what it is?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, look how many snake eyes they threw down your throat,
Yeah, in short
It's
order.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that they've kind of, took a step back, like, oh shit, we put out too many snake eyes. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Gotta cut back on the Grogu, kids. Yeah.
Oof.
But it's also like
Go ahead.
their selection is terrible. It's like, like if you're gonna really go nostalgia based, it's like, well, there was never a Desert Snake Eyes, so people were like confused by it. Like, but wait, you're giving us the same body? You're just making him something
He's
he actually
brown?
wasn't? Yeah, so it's like, you could have given us, the 89 version, or one of my favorite Snake Eyes was the 91 version. It's like that figure's cool.
Yeah.
But Chad, I think you and I were talking about it the last time I was on, is how they went regular Destro, then they went Pimp Daddy Destro, when it's like you could have done Goldhead Pirate Destro.
Yeah, where's
First, like-
Iron Grenadier Destro?
Yeah, which would have been kick ass.
You had this deep cut like really early on in the line. And I think that's them trying to say, "Ooh, look, we know the brand. Look at us. Look, we're trying to do deep cut, showing you that we know." But it's like, I don't think people want that. Give it to us later, and then we'll be like, okay, cool.
Apparently, they shipped them all to Australia, to near Tony, where he could, at Kmart.
Yeah.
They're like 20 deep.
Yeah. And to me, that's that whole it's almost like hipsters and vinyl. I'll only listen to vinyl. It's like, okay, you'll only listen to vinyl. But if you put out a Pimp Daddy Destro so early while you're already a couple roadblocks and several Snake Eyes deep, when you could have done Iron Grenadier Destro version 2. You could have done other stuff, but then you're like, oh well, here's Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. Remember him? He was an accident. We're so hip.
Yeah.
And it just screams of trying hard.
Yeah.
But Duck Collector is asking, what's the first to sell out on this wave?
I think the tactical headgear will be the first one to sell out because it's close.
Nice.
It's close. And then after that, it's going to be probably Blowback or Swarm Tracer, the way they're both selling. Like every single order that gets placed has one. So those will go very, very fast. Yeah.
Dig it. Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro sends an Australian $2 super chat. Thank you very much, and says good day from Australia. I hope you all are well.
Good day.
I'm good. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Tidarium Hanger says, once Mattel is done with Motu, then I have no interest in Mattel. And if Hasbro goes under, I will celebrate the IPs going to better companies. I don't know if Hasbro could go under.
It would take a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
they were in really bad shape in the late 90s when they almost went bankrupt, when Mattel almost bought them.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you also have to think about it like this. Yes, their stock is dog shit right now, but like their stock is still around like $40-something. It's like, listen, Mattel stock was around like 12 or 13, within the last 5 years, and they didn't go under. So, I think it's going to take a lot. Now, if they keep going the way they're going, it's gonna go poorly. There are more rounds of layoffs that are going to happen in Q1.
Yeah.
That's already kind of been confirmed from what I found out.
Ouch.
So it's just like, and they'll sweep that under. They'll, we're just, Q1 was a little down because, we're just following up a bad Q4 from 23.
Tightening our belt.
We're gonna we'll rebound. And it's like, okay, so you're going to rebound with what? Because as of right now, there's only one Marvel movie coming out this year. It's probably going to be their better movie coming out this year. But it's like, how much product are you going to do for a rated R Marvel movie? So, I think they're stuck in a bad spot. Is anything Star Wars coming out this year?
Acolyte.
Content-wise? Oh, man.
You don't see them making anything for the Acolyte, do you, Ryan?
Oh my God, that's going to be bad.
They're not going to make anything for that shit show.
So you're gonna have a lot of empty shelf space, and it's like, what are you going to do with that empty shelf space? Well, other companies are going to swoop in and take that shelf space,
and it's already shrinking.
And then when it's gone, Hasbro's going to have to fight to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
So
if they even want it, man,
if they even want it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Do you think this is when the Star Wars IP switches hands? Like Hasbro's like, we're not paying for this.
I believe they have a year and a half left, or this is their final year. I think I've said it on our show, Ryan. I think Chad. I think I've said it on your show. If they were smart, they would not renew it. It's bringing you down. Look. There's a correlation between when Hasbro stock is bad and when Disney stock is bad.
Yeah, because you're getting sucked down with that sinking ship.
It's like 60% of your portfolio. So it's like, I think now, granted, it's like if you lose it, it could look bad. Like, oh, if Hasbro, lost all the biggest, IPs, but at the same time, it's probably smart to do that because
blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it's just like I said, man. Let someone like Jazzwares come in. They could afford the royalty. Let them do something new and fresh. And if they mess up, then it can go back to Hasbro, and maybe Hasbro can get it a little cheaper, or let someone else take it. As of right now, Hasbro will be better off not doing it. But I also think Hasbro is in a spot where if they didn't get it back, they haven't done enough with their own brands to be able to replace that loss.
Right.
They have not done anything to do that. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to throw all their eggs in one basket, and they're going to try to get it back, and they're going to spend hundreds of billions of dollars when because when these deals renew, they have to give them something like $300 or $400 million like right up front. It's like that's a huge chunk of money. So and that's all public
Disney's
because that's all public. I'm not saying anything that's like not known because like the contracts have been leaked and things like that. So people know like what they've paid in the past. Yeah. So, and then of course Marvel's going to be like, well, we're going to want a higher royalty. So that royalty is going to go up, and Hasbro's going to be like, well, and then Marvel's going to be like, well, you take it or leave it. Because Marvel knows, like Disney knows that someone else will pay that. Someone will always pay that. It's kind of like, like the McFarlane, this new wave that he charged $40 for when, the 90% of the same people out there were like, that's too much. But then there's always going to be those people that are like, I don't care. I want that Spectre. I don't care. So that's where Disney's thinking is like, well, someone's going to pay it. whether it's you, whether it's Jazzwares, whether
We'll
it's
get our money.
Moose, we'll get our money. And
Yeah,
if we have to
Marvel's
get it
got
by
a massive catalog of characters.
yeah, and if we have to get it by carving it up, they'll carve it up. Maybe it'll get to the point where Hasbro will keep just collector, and there won't be any more master toy licenses like there used to be. I think the brand will be cut up, and you'll have someone doing kid stuff, someone doing, RC, someone doing role play, someone doing this, someone doing that, and Hasbro might just retain collector, but that might be a bad move. How much longer does collector have? I don't know. That kind of stuff scares the shit out of me. Us collectors, we only have a finite amount of money and space, and there's so many companies coming up that are putting out so much stuff that
And
eventually
time.
and time. So
Was Galactic Heroes Hasbro?
Yeah.
That was like the Imaginext style.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was Hasbro. Okay.
Yeah.
Which honestly, at Star Wars Celebration was the one thing I gravitated towards. I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool.
That was the line, man. The Imaginext stuff. And
it was great.
Yeah.
With play sets and vehicle selection.
Yeah, there wasn't
Yeah.
anybody around that, that big giant glass cube of it. And I'm like, this is some cool shit. They had like the Playhouse and all the little Jedi Academy, and everybody else is, hovering around the Indiana Jones. And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
It's going to be interesting to see how it kind of plays out in the future with Marvel not really having the strength. I mean, aside from the comic stuff, and they can always lean on that, but the MCU does not have what the MCU had before. And even the Lucasfilm purchase by Disney, everything Lucasfilm related, Indy, Willow, Star Wars, they're all pretty much trash. And the only thing that's even worth anything anymore is Industrial Light and Magic out of that entire purchase, and everything else is just crap. I have to read a couple of super chats.
Line.
I want to say they tried that once. I want to say maybe they tried.
Everybody wants a Gaia figure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. I got to read a couple super chats, but first I want to switch gears just a little. We were talking about brand loyalty, and I loved this question right here. I'm sure everybody's got something to say about this. How about people who are loyal to toy YouTubers?
If they're loyal to the 3POA, I love them. They're great.
It's a fair question, right? Because we've all seen drama related to this right here.
Sure.
I guess to an extent. I mean, I remember this might get lost on some people. Me as a big MMA fan is this guy, Brendan Schaub, who used to be a fighter and then he became a stand-up comic. He had his own podcast, Fighter and the Kid, and I would listen to it religiously. And it started getting like really bad. And like, I went and saw like his stand-up and he kind of sucked. And I was just like, yeah, I don't think I want to follow this dude anymore. And I haven't listened to their show since.
Yeah.
And, I think I think you have to be more open-minded about that kind of stuff. I was like, I don't think you should just blindly just say, so-and-so YouTuber, oh, he's putting out his video. Well, I'm getting behind it. And it's just like, yeah, but what if it's something what if it's something you really don't like? Like for real, like if it's something you really don't like, or what if they have a view that, you don't like? Like, that's why it's like, you always have to be like careful, especially like it sucks for me as like kind of being the face of the brand and the company. It's like when we do 3POA, I get a little loose, man. I get a loose, and I got to watch sometimes because you can, I just kind of say what's on my mind, but like you don't want to go down like certain paths because not everybody is into the same thing, especially when it comes to like other views on non-toy related things. And that's why I think it's wrong for people to use toy platforms for that. Perfect example, and I'll call this dickhead out because he absolutely sucks donkey balls, is Dan Larson. It's like,
Ryan's like, oh,
listen, I watch that dude's channel all the time. And it's like, it was very informative. Now, again, he's just reading off Wikipedia stuff. It's kind of a generalization, but it's nice to like listen to something fresh about a brand you like that you just to pass the time. Like, I didn't like,
I want to watch a deep dive on Robotech. I'll put on Toy Galaxy.
And then it was like, don't get me wrong. Like he reviewed early prototype samples of Action Force and stuff. He supported the brand. And then and then he realized I hated Boss Fight, and he loves those guys. But what I didn't like about Dan was that he took a toy channel, like his Instagram, Toy Galaxy. Now I know he changed the names like 50 fucking times to cater to his stupid views, but it's just like he had a toy platform that people went there for his toy content, nothing else.
Right.
And then listen, guys, I don't care which way you lean, right, left, middle, who gives a fuck? I don't care. I really don't.
Yeah.
What I don't like is that when I come to your channel to get toy related content and you are cramming your political views down my throat. I didn't sign up for this. And shame on you. Just because you have 100,000 people following you doesn't mean you have the right. Doesn't mean you have the right to then force your opinion on them. And he wasn't doing it like, hey, this is what I believe, blah, blah, blah. He would say, if you don't think this way, you're garbage. And you're like, whoa, dude. Whoa. Like, hold the fucking shit here, pal.
Like Adam from G4. Just like.
And I got to the point where I was like, unfollow this fucking guy. I mean, granted, he had already unfollowed me because of the Boss Fight shit, but but I was just like, why am I following this fucking guy anymore? And it's like, it just bothered me. Like, dude, you're literally gonna like cram your shit down our fucking throats when we didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
If you listen, you want to get political, you want to fucking throw your fucking views out there, and you want people to jump on your train, go start another page. Go start something else.
Channel.
Shame on you. Shame on you. That's a real dickhead fucking move. Real dickhead move. That's like, if all of a sudden I'm just like, ooh, I got all these people that love my VALAVERSE toy content. Well, you know what? I'm a really big UFC fan. I'm going to start cramming my channel with UFC content and UFC streams. I'm going to say, go fuck yourself. You should like it because I like UFC. And if you like if you like VALAVERSE and Action Force, then you should love everything I love, which is UFC. So make sure you go and love what I love.
If you're not getting the pay-per-view.
Yeah. So it's like, I just see like how this dude still has people follow him. Like, how? But then again, there's a lot of dumb people out there, man. A lot of dumb people.
But you know what? I think on
people watching my fucking channel, so
he knows what he's doing, but he knows because he's skittish. At PowerCon, somebody's like, he's slinking along the back wall, and somebody that we were in a gaggle of people, and somebody went, "Hey, Dan Larson." He was like, "What? What?"
Yeah,
really?
I mean, literally, he wasn't like, "Hey, how's it going?" He was like, "Shit, who? What?"
Yeah, he's a clown.
Like, wow.
He's a clown. He won't make eye contact with me at shows. He's a loser.
I don't think he makes eye contact with pretty much anybody.
He doesn't want to see the disappointment in your eyes because you went out of business.
He only makes, listen. The only thing he makes eye contact with is his teleprompter.
Savage.
Love you, Dan.
Can we get a break action pump shotgun?
Oh, geez. Yeah, coming in Series 6
from Hasbro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that already
I just
happened.
want a spear gun. Just saying.
When does the crowdfund start for Series 5?
That's funny.
Do you have to go back into business for that first?
I think I might. I think I might have to go to the well and ask you guys for your money. Now, listen, I'm going to do pre-order for Series 5, but it's certainly not going to be pre-orders to pay for it. That's for sure. I already paid for. I think I made my first 2 payments on the tooling already, and it's one of the highest. Like, it's the most molds in any series that we've ever done so far. I paid for that. I didn't need you guys to pay for it. So, if anything, we'll probably do like a 4-month pre-order window, something like that.
Not a year. No, not a year.
Not a year. Not a year.
Coming in 2025.
Jeez.
You're not going to put out like a F-14 that's been out of the U.S. inventory for decades and no? Just checking. Let me hit some super chats, and then I got 3 specific questions, and I'm going to have each one of you hit one of them.
All right, and then I'm going to have to go after that because my show's going to come on soon.
Cool. Not Top Goon sends a $2 super chat and says, Bobby. Say it, Ryan. You do it best.
Okay.
Bobby. It's your fault. I can't sleep at night now.
From the glow.
There you go.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Mython the Python sends a $2 super chat and says donation for Goon's sleep deprivation treatment.
There you go.
But see, at least for this, you know what you didn't say, and I'm proud of you, Bobby. You didn't say, "Look, man."
Look, man.
See, there it is, right there. Look, man. Just Jeff sends a $2 super chat and says, "Bobby, will we get Swarm Tracer heads in Horde?"
I know, and I think Ninja kind of fucking started that bullshit. Where, because it's like, listen, man, and it's like, I know you guys get spoiled. It's like, well, I gave you all 3 heads with the Tracer, but it's like, well, we didn't get the regular Swarm head with the Swarm Horde. I need my red bug eyes. Like, it's like, hey, man, come on.
There you go, Jeff. Ninja's fault. Thomas Goes Nostalgic sends a $5 super chat. Thank you, Thomas, and says, Ninja Force spoke to us 90s kids with the neon in 93. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I'd love to see some neon deco characters.
I mean, I was, kind of trying that out with the Swarm Tracer. Like, if this worked, we might get into some crazy stuff down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always liked a translucent figure back in the day, or a glow figure. There was something just badass about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like even that shadow version of Snake Eyes where you put him under the water and he kind of changes color. Like that was kind of and I'm not much of a ninja in my G.I. Joe kind of guy, but
here's what you do. Okay. You take like a Mad Max style gang, like the Republic has fallen, right? And there's a militia faction, right? And they're all decked out crazy looking. They got custom cars, but the characters are painted in that day glow paint, like from Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah, Batman Forever in the alley.
Batman Forever, that's right.
Yep, in the alley.
Yeah.
Should have been you.
Yep.
That was good, Chad.
Oh, man.
There you go.
Nick Catrona says the Tater Knocks.
Wow.
Tater Knocks.
The Tater Knocks.
You guys are
Be
on to
spectacular.
That's after Action Farce and Scuba Pete's.
This is free, Bobby. This is all
Valver
free.
sub.
We're giving this away.
Yeah,
Why-
we're giving you
Listen,
gold,
man.
dude. You're already
You can
out of
print money
business.
with this.
If you want to get back in business, you need to listen. Listen to people.
Why do you think I came on this stream? I was like, I need some ideas.
Bobby's like, yeah. So I'm just here to take some notes.
Yeah. Can you tell I got my pad out?
Hashtag more head.
Thank you, Thomas. And then Kent sends a $5 super chat. Thank you, Kent, and says, when I was at my local Walmart, they had the new Star Wars 4-inch line, 2 pegs full of only Mando.
He was cool for like 2 versions, and then you fucked that up.
But again, right,
He's no Boba
because Hasbro's in bed with Disney, who owns Star Wars and Marvel, and you get the end of season 2 of Mandalorian, which was so amazing that it crashed frickin' Disney Plus, and then you get season 3. Season 3, Jack Black, Lizzo. Same thing. You got Echo, you got She-Hulk, you got this, you got the Marvels, and on, and it's just like sucking them down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holdo. Yeah.
Hey, Chad, before you go on to the next chat, did you star the one? Someone mentioned something about Talker art that I wanted to address. I don't know if you
no.
Even if you didn't, it doesn't matter. But
who said it? I'll find it.
I think it was he was either was it Judge Dreads or Thomas Goes Nostalgic, and it was actually a very fair comment, but I wanted to address it.
Okay. I'm gonna have to find it.
Well, he just said to be fair, Talker art gets very political as well.
Okay, so address it.
I'm not trying to like make excuses for Talker.
Yeah.
Talker does it in a very trolling way. He knows you've got like Dan does it like, this is my view. Do what I say. Like what I like. Whereas Talker's
Preachy.
like Talker just trolls people. Like he knows he knows it's going to piss people off if he says what he says at the end of his streams. So it's like he's not doing it to like push a view on you. He's doing it to troll you. Like that's the difference. Because someone else said that to me, like, oh, well, what about Talker? It's like, dude, totally not apples to apples. Okay.
Yeah.
But either way, I get the point, you know, and I respect that. If like you don't want to hear anything like that, I totally get it. And I actually did, you know, the second time we had Talker on, I did ask him, I'm like, hey, you know, just I don't care what you say, talk trash about other YouTubers, but don't push the political things so much. And he was totally cool with that. But also, when you go to Talker's channel, you already know what you're getting.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, Talker's
that's kind of his
doing it.
shtick, huh?
Talker's not doing it for a living. It's like, dude, that's Dan Larson's thing, man. Whereas like Talker, like he doesn't need it. The dude's rich. Like he does YouTube as like a side little who cares. Like he's not doing it for views or money or anything. He doesn't need it and he doesn't care. Like, dude, if he cared, he'd be putting out shit every week. He goes like on hiatus, like G.I. Joe goes on hiatus. You know, so it's like, you know, Dan Larson, Shardamus, these guys rely on this YouTube platform of theirs. So it's just like that's the difference. And I think that's why the people that don't need to rely on it have better content. Maybe don't have as many subs, but subs is such an arbitrary thing, and it does what we've come to realize is subs don't matter. It's engagement. Our 3POA has unbelievable engagement, more engagement than Shardamus Prime, and Shardamus Prime is half 500,000 subs. So I think it shows that our content is better, you know, because it's just like we don't need to rely on it. And then, you know, like some people who rely on it have very successful channels. Michael French, you know, YouTube's his thing. He has an amazing channel. His content's fantastic. You know, Shardamus, like, I'm not dogging on him. I'm just saying, like, you look at his views and his analytics, like, is not getting engagement anymore. So it's just like, you know, maybe I know he can't not rely on it, but it's just like our show, our 3POA, Chad, your show. It's like it's for fun, and when it's for fun, you're more real, and when you're more real, people care. You know.
Yeah,
it's quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just do it for fun. I don't care about, I don't look at analytics. You know, I know so many people who are like, oh, well, look at your analytics and, you know, see what they say. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like if I want to talk about something Remco, I'm going to do it, you know, because like it's in my collection and I like it. That's it. You know, I don't.
Yeah. You're not trying to make YouTube your primary source of income.
No, not at all. I just do it for fun. And the day that it's not fun, I'm just going to be like, delete. Done.
Right.
And that's it, you know, and I'll still be friends with everybody I'm friends with, but yeah, I just do it for the love of it. That's it. Yeah, absolutely. But I finally found your comment, Ryan, and then I put this one up because I thought it was funny.
He got pissed because I didn't agree with this top 10. Jesus.
Yeah. And that's everything you need to know about Dan Larson.
I've only done 2 top 10s ever, and they both sucked ass. And I'm like, no one gives a fuck about my top 10s. Like
years
period.
ago,
not even him.
Years ago, Toy Galaxy did a Thundercats video. Maybe about Snarf, but you know, Snarf always says Snarf.
Snarf. Yeah.
And so I put something in the comments. I was like, I'm gonna snarf my snarf until I snarf all over your snarf. You know, just trying to be funny, right?
Yeah.
And Toy Galaxy replied and like chastised me. I was like, it's a joke.
He's a fucking joke.
Can't we have
that's
fun
like
here?
if somebody made a Smurfs video, someone's gonna say, I'm gonna smurf you.
I'm gonna smurf you.
Yeah.
Smurfed up.
This is for you, Bobby. I know you got to go in a minute, but pre-orders matching and support the calls for the gray.
Calls for the gray.
I think we were talking about the
the Vanguard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, yeah. Yes, the pre-order sales are definitely matching what the you know, I guess you could say the vote was. Now, am I incredibly happy with the sales of the tan one? Yes. Are the ones for the gray one much more? They are. But again, I knew that going in. I took the first place vote and I took the last place vote. And people are gonna be like, well, why'd you take the last place vote, you dummy? Well, I said it. It's my fucking line, and it's the one I wanted. You know, it's my favorite version, so I'm gonna do my favorite version. Did I not do the number one version? No, I did the number one version, but I also did my favorite version. So go fuck yourself.
It's my gone out of business.
You know what color I ordered?
My man, Pete. My man.
I think this Steel Brigade is going to sell plenty of tan Vanguards. I mean, who doesn't want a team of this with their tan Vanguard? It's awesome.
So
That's a good post, right?
I just got in some new photography from a very good photographer that has some really great shots of the tan Vanguard with all the tan troopers, and I'm like, cool. People are going to change their mind real quick.
You might have to do a second run of Desert Rat.
You know, speaking of which,
I ain't doing that guy again.
Tan and Desert. Somebody asked in the comments, is there going to be a Desert Rat version 2?
Eventually. And it's like, listen, I'm not going to say like, oh, I've done, you know, I don't like doing second versions because it's like Condor got 3 versions. But again, Condor is the leader of the group.
Yeah. He's the man about town.
Yeah. It's like troop builders. Yes, they got more than one version. But I think like, yes, I could definitely do another Desert Rat, and I will down the road. But there's so many new characters I want to get to. And again, it goes back to kind of, you know, reusing some of the parts and doing redecos and stuff. I want to move away from that. And I want like every series to have all these new characters, something new and fresh. Yeah. Really give the line some depth to it.
Damn it, Bobby, you're not playing by the playbook.
I know.
Stop innovating.
I'm sorry. Damn it, Scuba.
Razor is asking, will there be any more Legends of the White Dragon figures? Also, how did you go about getting JDF's likeness?
I mean, we have we have a ton of reference images from the movie, and I have really great sculptors, and they just nailed his likeness. I
think he means the license for his likeness because he passed away.
Oh, so the director of White Dragon was one of JDF's best friends, and he's real tight with the family, and you know, he kind of helps with his estate and stuff. So it was just like an easy thing to get that done. It wasn't like, you know, Marvel and then getting Scarlett Johansson's, you know, rights and things. It wasn't like that, anything like that. Will we do more? I don't know. We'll see. This item's doing well. I want to see when the movie comes out, and you know, if there's more, you know, want for White Dragon stuff, then I could see us doing more.
Rad.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you want more, buy more. There you go. Support.
If you want more, buy more.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's how it goes, right? If it speaks to you, buy it. Buy a lot of them. There you go. That's how you get more.
Yep.
Natop says, I come here as you were. I come here to talk about toys, to get away from moral dilemma, having an opinion on a political position. This is my safe space. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Like, I don't care what you do in the real world. I don't care what you're into. I don't even care if you like the toys I like, but you like toys and we're cool. I mean, like, this guy doesn't like the scale that I like. This guy doesn't like 2/3 of the shit that I like. This guy likes most of the stuff that I like.
But that's the thing, Chad. I actually do like the stuff you like. I like it a lot. I just don't collect it because I can only buy so much.
Yeah, but you like Batman 89 and I fucking hate it.
That's true.
We like the Snyderverse.
You have really bad taste in Batman.
So. And you like all things Action Force.
Chad, I love your scale. I was a diehard one for your scale until I started working on it and realized, like, oh shit, I could do way more with a 6-inch figure than I can with a 4-inch figure.
I know. That was all just joking, of course. But you know, we all have different tastes, but we all still get along. Yeah. And that's why I like having all you guys on here, because no one could ever call me an Action Force shill. Like, what do I have, like 15 of your figures? You know, but I love the lore. You know, we've talked about that a million times. I love the lore. I love the stories. I love that it actually has a world built to it. But at the same time, you know, I'm a 118 guy for life. But I do love Conan the Destroyer.
Yeah,
so
baby. Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And Ben Affleck as Batman. Yep, I do. I think this one's for you, Bobby. Steven says, it's more baffling how that guy is on the Toys That Built America on the History Channel as a toy expert on occasion.
Yeah, I saw it. My father-in-law had it on, and I heard Dan Larson's voice. I'm like, ugh. I like immediately I made this scowl on my face because I heard his voice. And I'm just like, why are people giving this dude a fucking spotlight? Like, he's such a, like, you can find any douchebag to read off Wikipedia on a teleprompter. Like, there's no personality there. It's just this.
No, there's no production flair.
It's a mannequin reading lines. You know, and that's it. Like, you're not giving any flair to it. You're not putting any salt and pepper on it. You're just, hey, this is what Bionic 6 was. Okay, great. You know, it's just.
I haven't watched that show, The Toys That Built America. The only thing I know about it is that every time they air an episode, Kirk Bazigian posts like this retraction of all the stuff they got wrong.
Yeah.
And he just ripped it. It's like this long freaking like,
that's awesome.
This is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong. And I'm like, damn. Did anybody do the research on that show? And he just destroys it. You know, and if Kirk's saying it, I'm not gonna go fact check Kirk Bazigian. So
I really like that guy. I can't wait to meet him at
great.
DFW.
He's so rad. You know, and the thing is, like, so Hasbro was pushing all that. Yeah, you know, February 1st is G.I. Joe Day. And then on February 2nd, Kirk starts putting out all this like G.I. Joe Day, G.I. Joe Day. And I'm like, did anyone tell them that it's the 2nd? And he's like, well, it's actually not the 2nd, but it's the 2nd. I'm like, but is it the 1st? And he's like, no, it's not the 1st. And I'm like, then tell them. Because they're like,
they don't care.
Yeah, it's like they don't care. They're marketing.
It's
whatever.
Well, Chad, it's like, remember when they celebrated 30th anniversary with 4-inch figures. And then they were like, oh, wait, it's the 50th anniversary 2 years later, but we'll celebrate it with 4-inch figures. Like, it's just like, hold on a second. You're celebrating 2 different milestones for like 2 different scales of figures. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And you're doing it with one scale of new modern 4-inch figures. Like, you fucking idiots.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I was thinking about that the other day about this whole like 60th anniversary, and here's the 60th anniversary action soldier and action sailor, and I'm like, why didn't you just do them 12-inch? You know, like, I get that like 6 inches where you're at. What'd you say?
I said they probably wouldn't sell very well. You don't see a lot of 12-inch figures on this. I mean, if it was direct to collector, maybe, but I don't think you'd see them at retail.
Yeah.
You know?
They want the celebration without the subject matter. They want to be like, well, we want to celebrate the milestone, but we don't want to acknowledge what it was.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll tell you what it was.
Yeah.
Kind of where I'm at with that. Yeah. Tyler sends a $5 super chat. Thank you, Tyler, and says, Bobby, please go on Largo's Lair and discuss Broken Alliance. Canon or not, I'd love to hear about the making of it.
It's kind of canon. It's not 100% canon. It's there. I let Bill, like, Bill is a novel guy. I brought in Bill to do comic stuff, but he wanted to do a novel. So I said, Bill, you could do a novel. And I just let him kind of run with it. I didn't really fight him on things. I didn't tell him to change things, or maybe if I did, it was very minor. But to me, it was like that.
Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, it was like that was Bill's his creative freedom right there.
Yeah.
He had done so much for the comics that I said, you do what you do. And yeah, there are things that I'm just like, well, that's not what I would have picked for the character. But it's like, you know, so it's happening, you know, but I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out, and I'm still building the world. So who knows what the fuck canon is?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's something that you could, you know, put little Easter eggs from, like in the movie or new comics, you know.
Yeah.
And that's for the fans. Like there was a lot of that in the prequels. You know, George took things from the expanded universe and he put it in the prequels, and we're like,
put the Outrider in the special edition of New Hope just to be like, look, there it is.
The planet Coruscant. Coruscant was from the expanded universe, the Timothy Zahn novels.
Yeah, Coruscant was heir to the Empire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I love that you know all this Star Wars shit, Ryan. Like,
Ryan is like a Star Wars encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I was listening to one show and you were talking about like, oh yeah, and Kip Duron, and who was that? Who was that
Yeah.
Sith Lord? And I'm like, come on, Ryan, come on, you got it. And then he
Cartoon.
said it, and I was like, hey, there it is.
It's been so long since I read those books, but yeah, I love that stuff, man.
Our buddy
Hey, Jeremy.
Daddy is here with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Jeremy. It says, hey, Bobby, Chad, and Scuba, you three are putting on a good streak.
That's how we do it.
Oh,
Tough crowd.
I didn't say it, Ryan. He said it.
Take that
Thank you,
violin,
Jeremy.
you turn it sideways, and you stick it straight up.
Thank you, Jeremy. We love you. We miss you. Hope your kiddo's doing well.
Yep.
Still
I hate you,
wins.
Jeremy.
That's $5 super chat. Thank you. Very much for that. Will you make Steel Brigade wearable helmets?
I'd like to.
That's a cool ass
like it.
idea.
Yeah. I talked about it in my my office tour video because I showed the
Just-
one model that I have. And
Mhm.
Do me a favor, okay?
So he's talking 1-to-1.
No sound effects.
oh yeah, I ruined Ryan's life.
I'm so tired of hearing that damn Iron Man helmet running around my house on a 13-year-old's head.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Listen, Ryan, if you think that's bad, do you know how many times that I had that thing on my head listening to that? And all the
Right.
sounds I had to test out for every sample that I got in.
yeah.
It was awesome.
I don't know, Ryan. When we were little, my brother and I both got fire helmets that had the rotating red light and then the built-in siren that my grandparents gave both my brother and I, and we would run around the
Dude,
basement
sticker
in the dark,
slapping. Do you
crashing
remember when
into
they
each
made the
other.
Star Trek one out of that? They made that
Yeah.
Star Trek. It's the same freaking
Yeah.
helmet. And they just put a Star Trek sticker there. Like,
Yeah,
look at
no,
my
it's Star
helmet.
Trek.
So dumb. Thank you, Phil Wynn. So he's talking about 1-to-1 scale.
Yeah.
That's a badass helmet. And I look around at like the Mam's Baroness armor and my Cobra Commanders and this, that, and I'm like, I would rock that.
Oh yeah.
You know, for Chad, you'll have to make 2 different sizes, one for pre-Nerdy Awards Chad and one for post-Nerdy Awards Chad. That's a lot bigger. That's what you got.
That's what she said.
That's a huge note.
Yeah, maybe I'll make them. Who knows? I mean, maybe I can get the finest to wear them.
I would. Bet. I'm in the finest. I'd wear that shit. I would. And I'd be like, oh, look, it's Steel Brigade.
That's right. The one and only, baby.
And just to do it, because I'm in, right? I'm in there. What are you gonna do? And then I'll put my patch from put it on the uniform.
All right.
Yeah. And then my finest patch on the other shoulder, and they'll be like, yeah. Matt Noon, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says Chad, Pete, Ryan, Bobby, just a simple thanks. Thanks,
Thank you,
Matt.
Thanks, man.
Cheers,
Appreciate
Matt.
you very much.
All right. Do we have
You
any
gotta
more? Or on that note, I'm gonna leave. My favorite
Okay.
show is coming on. So
What's your show?
the new season of True Detective.
Hella
Okay.
dope.
Oh,
Yeah. So the first season is probably by far my favorite season of any show ever made. And the 2 seasons after it weren't that great, but now this season is all new and they're tying it to like the first season, and I'm like really into it. It's all like true crime shit, So
cool.
Sweet. Very cool.
well, thanks
All
for
right.
having me, fellas.
Thanks for
Good
coming,
See you,
Bobby.
sir.
Good to see you.
Hey,
You
next
guys.
Saturday, Bobby, don't forget, big show next Saturday. I
That's
haven't announced it. I haven't announced it yet.
Huge.
And we're starting a little early. We're starting at
Yeah.
6 p.m. Eastern.
I think I'm gonna
Ooh.
get like a new podcasting mic for that. Like I want to be like on my A game for that show.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
I just got
Nice.
a new one. It's really nice.
Oh yeah, send me a link so I can get the same one so I know that it'll work.
All right, I will.
Thanks, man.
That's gonna be rad. See
All
you,
right.
Bobby.
See you guys.
Bye.
Later.
Cheers.
All right, we're gonna wind it down in a minute anyway because I don't want to roll over.
Yeah,
Hella
we're
Dope. I don't want to
Hella
roll
Dopes.
over those guys. 3POA has Laserpants beautiful hair, so you guys have the upper hand.
It's luxurious.
Here we go.
I just want to cruise through a couple more people's comments because these
Luxurious.
these people come and they
It
hang
is.
out and they always leave comments, and I try to get to as much as
When
I
I
can.
hug Ryan, I kind of I stroke his head just ever so
God,
He runs his fingers through it.
you do have great
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
Brian says Pixel Dan blocked me because I called him a Mattel shill.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have called him a shill. I'm kidding. You should. No.
I don't.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either.
Good to see you, Brian.
Yeah, good to see you, Brian. Pixel Dan and what's that guy? Christopher Full Force. They both took one of my videos and reposted like all the stuff from my video, and neither one of them credited my video.
What?
And I'm like, I understand that I'm like
What?
small time. Yeah, they both did that.
Weak.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some serious douchey.
It was pretty rad. Yeah. And then G4 says, aren't we just socializing at the end of the day? Is that so wrong? No.
Right.
No. It's the way that it should be.
And good to see you, G.
See, yeah, man of action. Top 10s are old as fuck. No one does those unless you're coked out. Apparently I was coked out.
And Tony just dropped a top 10 army builder G.I. Joe.
That's a good video, though.
That was a great video.
Yep. Look, he put Battle Android Trooper in the top 3. I was like, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Mo ordered a Tan Vanguard.
Nice.
Very cool. Tan Guard. Bushman. There it is.
too.
Tan Guard.
Can't wait.
Just trying to make sure we're good. A lot of these are for Bobby. Sorry, Bobby's gone. Bobby left.
Oh, Paul Knapp, he's headed to bed.
Is he? I think I'm going to be on with Paul Knapp tomorrow.
Hey, so am I. Huh.
Hey, Pete, what do you got going on tomorrow?
I'm going to be on with you on Paul Knapp's show, Talking Joe. Yeah.
Talking some Joe.
A little Monday night fun.
Yeah. You might know the answer to this, Pete. Again, from Brian, has anyone gotten shipping notifications on Origins Eternia?
I have not yet.
Says people are getting them already on Facebook.
Yeah, I've seen several photos posted.
When was that crowdfunder?
A while ago.
Yeah, it's a while ago. It was promised spring of 2024.
Yeah, it was like 6 or 9 months ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But
It's
that being
coming.
said, like anyone
I'm
getting
excited.
shipping notifications, people are getting them already. I hadn't seen anyone else who got. Now I saw some people got the O-ring retro Wolf Troopers, but I didn't see anybody else posting the moderns, and mine just all showed up in the mail. I was like, oh, okay, well,
Cool.
whatever. Darth Wizzy Wizard wants to know what's wrong with Batman 89.
Nothing.
What's up, Wizzy?
A lot.
My only issue is they killed off the Joker.
Not that he killed everyone, just
Oh,
the Joker.
I like killing.
So you like Batman to be like the Punisher? You like a murderous Dark Knight?
I'm not going to say no.
It's a fair question.
He's got machine guns on the Batmobile. Remember when he went into Axis Chemicals and just blew it up for like no reason?
Yeah.
It's like, why is he in here blowing this place up?
Yeah,
It's just driving around.
Yeah.
He's just murdering everything.
Tim Burton just was like, we got to kill some fools before we get to the final battle. Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta pump up those numbers, right? Those rookie numbers. Get that body count up.
Body count, baby.
Kiwi says your top 10 is heaps better than my top 10, Chad. I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but thank you. Yeah. What I should have done was I should have done a top 10 customs that my lazy ass didn't get around to in 2023 and just like thrown the piles of shit on the desk. He's been like, well, this was going to be this, and then just wipe it off the desk and go, and this was going to be this. That's what I should have done. Should have done that. But, you know, the year already came and left. So. JG Peak says, no one is allowed to have an opinion unless it's the one I give them. Yeah.
I won't argue with you, JGP. Yeah. You're bald with a goatee, which means you're automatically tough.
He's bald with a full. Like I could not do a. Beard.
Oh, that is a full beard. Okay, screw
I
that
couldn't
guy.
pull off a beard being bald. I think that only certain people can do it.
Yeah.
I think I just want to make sure I don't miss anything because I hate leaving people hanging. Suka says Action Sailor could have been a great modern shipwreck if they just had a goofball and a beanie. He could have been Shipwreck version 2. But then again, couldn't you take a shipwreck head and slap it on that body?
Mm-hmm.
Even though, like, but see, that's the thing, that price point and the lack of those figures being readily available really doesn't lend itself to just grab one and, you know, do a kit bash, like a head swap. Just for me. And then Mike's G.I. Joe Dojo says, Hasbro and G.I. Joe is like if Apple became embarrassed that they grew their company by selling PCs. Yeah. Ryan, you got any pickups?
I do, yeah. Well, I got this a few weeks ago, but I just opened it today. And it's a Mezco. And it's a good one. It's a good one.
Oh.
The Mezco Dr. Doom.
Ooh.
Very nice. And this, I didn't realize this guy's die cast. This thing is heavy.
Really?
Are there wires in that soft good cloak?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's rad.
That's
Yep.
slick.
Yep. You got a couple different head sculpts, but this is the one. The mask is magnetized on. Or no, it's clipped on.
That's still awesome.
Yeah, he's got
It
a
looks
scarlet
good,
face under there. Yep. The hood on over his head is wired. Got lots of accessories, including this thing, which kind of fits over his chest. I don't want to do it now because you get to, like, take the cape off, but it fits over his chest, and then.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Slick. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's cool.
And what was the price point on?
120, or I don't remember. I think it was 120. Yeah,
That's
nice.
Cool.
Snazzy.
That being said, Drew G says that you love Robo. Twice.
I'm not a patron of his channel, even though I'm in his patron list, and I don't know why.
You are, because you're on the list.
Well, he's not getting money from me. So I don't know, unless someone took the Laserpants and started a new account on Patreon and joined his patron.
Man of Action again says I'm coked out. Why? What have you heard? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Chad, one final pickup for me. I gotta bring this in.
Oh, and then I'll show you.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Yep.
Oh, the
There it
styrofoam
is.
glider thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't even look at it. It'll fall apart.
Dude, I
Right.
love it.
I bought it in this case. I'm going to recase it in acrylic.
That's
great.
cool.
What do you got, Ryan?
Well, first, I almost forgot. I got this sweet new T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
My Vanguard T-shirt.
Top, middle, and
Mm-hmm. And then I have a signed
Trisha
6-figure. Yes.
Wow.
This is to Ryan, the host of the best podcast, 3POA.
Sweet.
And on the back, it says, I don't want to show it, but it says, way better than It's Chad. So,
Go figure. Huh.
Yeah.
Hey, you got that video bit that she did for you?
I do, but I'm not in my own StreamYard. I'm in Chad's StreamYard, so I have no access to it.
What does it say on the back again?
It says, way better than It's Chad. Oh, and there's a footnote. It says, he has horrible opinions about Batman 89. It's weird.
Does she mention
Very
anything about
specific.
how much I liked her in Battlestar Galactica? Is that on there at all?
Sorry, Scuba.
mean,
it's not.
She probably whispered that in his ear.
Yeah.
By the way.
Did you see Bobby post?
I'm a toast. They love me.
Anyway, can I be
Bobby,
Gaius
what?
Baltar?
Did you see Bobby got to go to the movie set and meet her in person? Thanks to our friend Espo.
No.
Yeah, she's filming a movie
Slick.
over there in Massachusetts, and our friend Espo is working on the movie. I think second unit director or something.
Okay.
And so he invited Bobby over to the set, and Bobby got to go and hang out and meet Trisha. Yeah, it was cool.
Neat.
Yeah,
Very cool.
She's a class act.
she is. Yeah,
Speaking of
guys
class acts,
she likes guys that buy and collect toys.
She does.
Yeah.
so does my wife.
All right. Well,
Anyway, whatever. Speaking of class act, Gonzo sent it. $2. Thanks, Gonzo. It says, "What's up, gents? Catch you on the replay." Thanks, Gonzo.
thank
Very
you,
much
Gonzo.
appreciated.
Good to see you.
I always love Replay Squad. Replay Squad is fantastic.
Yep.
Batman 89 kicks ass. Batman 89 is amazing.
But Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
Affleck is Affleck, you were the bomb in Phantoms. Oh, just because you did it.
I was warned about you. Take it easy before I have you removed from the
Warned? What the are you talking about? Tell him, Steve Dave. Fanboy. Come on, you think that just because a guy
Buys toys.
you can't start some shit? Oh, fuck take all you want.
Buys toys.
Hey, Pete, that's a nice glider you got there. Guess what this is?
What? What is it?
It's a Falcon glider. In this
Ooh.
nice flat box.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a Falcon glider. The only other pickup that I got, I already showed it, and it's G.I. Joe Extreme.
Extreme.
Take it or leave it. I will get vehicles.
Does it
I
say
don't,
Lee?
I don't care for the figure.
Does it say Lee Lame on the back?
It does, yeah. Lamo. Yeah.
Extreme.
I don't care
Lame.
about the figures, but some of the vehicles are fun. I have one of the bikes. It's pretty rad.
Can you fudge a 3 3/4 figure in with those? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because they're larger. Yeah, they actually have more room. So
Cool.
Yeah. Scuba was muted. When were you muted?
Oh, I
Scuba?
was. I muted myself to cough, so I forgot to unmute. But thank you.
You skipped all 15 of my topic comments, but that's normal. Maybe I
Serves you
skipped.
right, Drew.
Maybe I skipped 14. I'm not skipping them, Drew.
Drew.
There's a shitload of people, and I'm trying to keep up with everything, man. I'm sorry. I love you. It's because he has nice hair, and I fucking hate him for it. Anyway, Master Neil Temple from Canada says, Chad, grow a long beard and go Kratos style.
Be a good look.
Yeah, that's right, because Kratos he's bald, huh?
Yeah.
I've never played a God of War game.
I played the first one on PlayStation 2, I think, or was it 3? I don't remember, but it was good.
Yeah, I've never played any God of War. I played like 20 minutes of the first Gears of War and I hated it. Never played a Mass Effect game.
Mass Effect was cool.
I never played a Grand Theft Auto game.
Oh, what?
No,
Wow.
never. There's a bunch of game series that I've never touched.
You guys ever play Galaga?
Yeah. hey,
I'm not a gamer.
losers. You ever play Defender or Pitfall, eh?
Eh?
Dude, I'll get down with some Pitfall. Did you guys see that they're coming out with that new Tomb Raider trilogy, like completely redone with modern
I saw
controls and
Yep.
Did a quick blurb about that. Yep.
Looks cool.
Chad really needs a mod. I have mods, Eric, but the mods only boot out the shit bags. Yeah, they don't read my stuff for me or pull it up. Yeah. Steve's what? Yeah. Anyway, I think we're pretty much. Ryan, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Always asking. Oh my.
Like in the back of
I
a
don't like to
Volkswagen?
refer to Mrs. Laserpants like that, but yes, I have.
Vicky Vale.
And then, of course, we got to get a Mallrats quote, right? Yeah. Mr. Madga says, I live for Grand Theft Auto. Are they that good? Or is it just because you can do anything?
The last one I played, it was you were like a Russian guy, and it was good. But I just don't play games much anymore. So
Yeah, I got a lot of games that I gotta catch up on.
Sorry.
Hi. Hi.
Why? I'm with the potato. I think Leslie said hi to her earlier, which is great.
Yeah. Great. Oh, what is she remembering?
Well, you asked if I ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight. And I said, I don't like to refer to Mrs. Laserpants like that, but yes.
Anywho, George Aiken is asking, what does Scuba think of British comics?
I really like them, and I just wish I had a lot more time to just stay at home and read them all. So I'm very slow enjoying them. I savor them. You know, I sip a little coffee, I read a story, and then it's like, I got to go to work. Damn it.
I have one battle action. I actually think it's over there. I thought it was over here, but it's not.
I've got probably I'm not kidding, about a 4-inch stack of comics, thanks to, I think George had sent me some, many, BTR Day, you name it. Gary Atkins has sent me a bunch.
Awesome.
Dragon Reborn, Carol has sent me a ton. And yeah, good stuff.
Very cool. Well, Leslie's still hanging in here, so that's cool. We have 2 of the 3 misses are in the house. Yeah, whatever. Anywho, so Pete, tomorrow you and I will be on with Paul Knapp.
Yes, sir.
Ryan, what do you got going on aside from being in the doghouse?
Tomorrow night, I'm hanging out with Rocco the Great on his channel, 6 p.m. Pacific. Tuesday with T3 Collects on their channel at 6 p.m. as well. And then back on my channel, 3POA Podcast, 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Little surprise with that show. I'll get the link up probably Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, big 3POA show coming to you early, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Wow.
Get ready. Some of you are going to be like, wait, I don't get it, but just wait.
Yeah. Yeah, just wait. Trust me. Trust this guy. Just wait.
Cool.
Geek Viper says, I would watch a Chad top 10 things I never finished last year. Mid-February seems appropriate. Yeah, maybe I'll do it. Yeah, I should. It could be fun.
We all do that. So many ideas swirling. And
oh, I have tons of custom fodder that I never got to. I'm going to do this G.I. Joe vehicle hurt my feelings video. And it's a helicopter that I really wanted. And then when I finally got it, I was like, this thing sucks. It sucks. And it like broke my heart that it sucks. Mr. Madgus is asking you a question, Ryan.
When am I coming on your show? Not this week. I'm very busy. But you could DM me. Send me a message.
Slide into my, right? Isn't that what the kids say?
Slide it into the DMs.
Kinky.
The only people that slide in my DMs are you guys. Use guys.
Right.
So
Use guys.
That's good. That's the way that I
two
need it
Utes.
too, right? Yeah, these 2 Utes. Yeah, and then
What's a Ute?
your Infinite playlist is on Largo's Lair.
That's right. That debuts tomorrow. What time, Jim?
Yeah, and then I make a
That's
I make an
7
appearance.
Kinda. Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, we
7
had some
p.m.
technical
Eastern?
difficulty.
What? I think that's right.
I don't know. Matt Noon
stuff.
says, I
Check
hope
out
it's
Jim's
not the
channel.
Razor Blade. It is not the Razor Blade. It's a more modern aircraft, and it is definitely not the Supersonic Fighters Desert Apache. There you go. 6 p.m. Central.
There we go. So that's like
Yeah.
that's like
That's 7 Eastern.
7 Eastern, 4
Yeah.
Pacific.
4
Specific. 4 p.m. specific time, people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's because Jim is in Guatemala.
Yeah, with what's that rooster's name? Eduardo.
Eduardo.
Yeah. You guys are awesome. I love you both very
Right
much.
back
Thank you
at
for
you.
hanging out with me.
Hey,
And,
thanks for inviting me on.
thanks
You're
everybody in the
awesome.
chat. If you're one of that 40% that's not subscribed, hit the button. Yeah. Who's going to sign us off?
Go pants.
Have an awesome day.
Fucking me. Oh, and then we're gonna do that too. Okay. One more time. You do the have an awesome day, and then you do the punch, and then we'll go.
Okay. All right.
Have an awesome day.